I think we're 2-3.
1-2, 1-2.
Hello, hello.
Good morning, everybody. And that sounds kind of funny to say for a high school football game, but we're at Matt Walker Stadium here on the campus of Sulphur High School. With this afternoon, the Sulphur Golden Tours take on the Comeaux Spartans. Glad to have you along wherever you are. It's a beautiful sunny day here at Matt Walker Stadium. Great afternoon to play some high school football. Got a couple of teams here that are 0-2. Looking for their first wins of the season. Golden Tours coming off of a loss at Southside last week. I thought they played much better than they did against Lafayette. Of course, Southside scores a lot of points. So the Golden Tours probably having to do a little more work on defense this week. They face a Comeaux team that's also 0-2, so they're looking for their first victory of the season also.
I think you're right, Bruce. And last week, just to add in, defense stayed on the field quite a bit of the game last week. They did really well. Ridge Markendale had a great game. Secondary did the best they could against that air assault, but Southside was really strong on offense. And you're right. I don't think Coach would have ever imagined giving up that many points, but they were tired. And we also have to consider that these guys have only had 1 or 2 weeks really of practice so far this season.
And of course, we talked about it last week. Southside is probably one of the most senior-laden teams that the Golden Tours are going to face this year, since they were playing their second year of varsity football, and that was part of the deal too. But this afternoon, a team more, I think, suited to the Golden Tours in Comeaux. Sulphur going to try to get the running game going up, going better than it has been. They actually have run the ball very well in the first 2 games of the season. They have not turned the ball over very much, so it's not so much mistakes that are doing in the tours. I think it's just the fact that they have struggled to get practices in. And of course, now this is game number 3. So we should see a little bit more of, what we're looking for in Sulphur this year.
Yes, sir. I agree. I think they're kind of settled in. They've got the practices in. They've had another week of understanding the scheme that Coach Towery is bringing in. I talked to several of the players this week, and really they're excited. They're ready to go. And they've all told me that they're going to win this game today. So seniors are going to have a heck of a day. I'm excited to see what's going to happen on offense with our offensive line. They said they had a really good week of work. And wait, we're off?
No. From Matt Walker Stadium, what a perfect afternoon for football. The Golden Tours have won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. So Comeaux will be getting the football to get things started here this afternoon. Spartans across the way from us here in the press box, dressed in white over white with the red helmets. The Golden Tours here on the near side in blue over gold with the gold helmets. They will be kicking from left to right, north to south here at Matt Walker this afternoon. As one of these teams will come away with a win here, their first win of the 2020 season this afternoon. Very little wind, 64 as we get started here this afternoon. Now, we are glad to have you along wherever you are. Getting set to kick for the Tours is Hayden Habits. A couple of gentlemen will drop deep for the Spartans. And we are ready to go. 7 officials. We got a full group here this afternoon. Official is dressing the players for Comeaux here, literally, making them tuck their shirts in. So now we're ready. Abbott's a right-footed soccer-style kicker, has it teed up on the far hash mark. And we are underway. Kick will come down at about the 12-yard line. To the receiver and the other back collide and fall down. So that's where Comeaux will start. 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line. Trayvon Patio caught it, and then he ran into the other receiver back there, and he fell down. And, of course, in high school football and college, you're down when you hit the ground. So 1st and 10 coming up for Comeaux. Actually, they'll mark it at the 14-yard line. At quarterback for the Spartans, Sean Malvo. He'll line up in the shotgun pistol formation. Big old running back lined up behind him. And he will get the football. No, he will put it out from the big running back, and he'll pick up a few as he goes around the right side. Looks like a gain of 4 out to the 18-yard line. See if we can get that young man back there. That Keelan Hilaire. It's a big offensive line also for Comeaux. And they'll play a 2nd and 6 from their own 18-yard line. Oh, there's Sherrod Kelly back there. They will hand it off on a sweep coming near side. Will run into a big old lineman. It's Carlos Leva. That allows the Golden Tours to get there to make the play. Gain of 4 to bring up a 3rd down and 2 from the 22-yard line. They have to get it out to the 24. Receiver comes here to the near side left. 2 will go to the right. There's a wingman here on the left. Empty backfield, 2 wingmen, as a matter of fact. And they will roll to the far side to throw, keeping it for the 1st down as the quarterback. 35-40, 45-50 into Sulphur territory. He is caught from behind at the 40-yard line. And Malvo gets it into Sulphur territory with the first down. There's a flag down at the Comeaux 45-yard line. Holding will be the call against Comeaux, so it'll be a spot foul, which will still be a 1st down, but instead of having it in Sulphur territory, Spartans will be backed up to their side of midfield, and they'll mark it at the 34-yard line. So first penalty of the ball game will cost Comeaux about 25 yards. So there's the first penalty of the afternoon. And it sets up Comeaux back at their 34-yard line, but it is still a 1st down. Pistol formation, receiver left and right, wing left and right for Comeaux. They'll hand it to the big man, Kelly. And Kelly stumbles his way out to the 39-yard line. That will set up a second down coming up. 2nd and 5 from the 39. Just underway. We're scoreless. We've played a couple of minutes here.
Is this one?
Pistol formation once again, wing left and right. Just one receiver out to the left side this time for Comeaux. Malvo in the shotgun. He will hand it to Kelly. The Golden Tours will bring him down as he crosses the 40-yard line. A 2-yard pickup at a 3rd and 3 coming up now for Comeaux. Converted a 3rd and 2 just a few moments ago.
Looks like the two defensive ends, Landon Arant and Ridge Marcantel, combined on that tackle. Just to give viewers, we don't have video this week. We're breaking in a lot of new equipment, so I do apologize, but there's going to be no video on our channel. If you do want video, our audio should be tied into CPSB TV on Facebook, so you can get audio and video there. We'll just be bringing you audio today.
3rd and 3. A lot of misdirection.
That's a good job by the Tours there.
Adio will carry for 3 yards. It's going to be 4th and 1.
So let's see. Comeaux, they're on their side of the field, but
they're going to go.
At this point in the season,
you're 0 and 2.
But I see our punt return team going, or at least the returner Gavin Elliott's entering the field, so they must be sending out their punter. Although I see number 1, Sean Malvo, the quarterback, still in the game.
Yeah, there is nobody indicating they're going to punt.
Yeah, now we ran Gavin Elliott off. I don't know if we have 10 or 11 on the field, though. It's going to be 4th and a short 1.
And it's first
Sulphur
down.
Jumps off sides. You know, Bruce, we had problems with that last week at Lafayette, at Southside. We had 3 or 4 big opportunities that we jumped off sides. You're going to see a quick substitution there. Entering the game is going to be number 47, Hunter Nortman. Well, I've got 47, Hunter Nortman as a defensive back. That's not a defensive back that just trotted onto the field there. That's a defensive tackle. So may have a wrong name for that number.
That's 1st and 10 Comeaux from their own 48-yard line after the penalty.
They'll stay in that pistol formation.
And they will throw. Malvo throws deep. Man is out there, but he overthrows him, and he's slowed up. That was part of the problems intended for Trayvon Patio, and he kind of slowed down looking for the football. So it ends up being an incomplete pass. And a 2nd and 10 coming up from the 48 Comeaux territory.
You know, we haven't talked about that big number 3 in the backfield for Comeaux, Sherrod Kelly.
Sherrod Kelly, yeah, he's a big boy.
I'm gonna guesstimate about 6 foot, 6'1". Looks like a good 225 or so, 220, 225.
No, we don't have any of that.
No, there's no stats on their side, but good looking kid. From what we understand, he's kind of the one to watch on their offense here today.
And he will get the football across midfield into Sulphur territory. He drags a couple of Tours with him.
Little simple dive plays, gonna gain about 4 yards, and like you say, he was brought down by a slew of Tours. But nice job right there. It's going to set up a 3rd. We'll call it 3rd and 6 from the 47-yard line as Comeaux has crossed midfield.
They've also got some size on the offensive line. One of the bigger ones, I think, that we've seen here in the first 3 games. So it's 3rd and 5 from the Sulphur 47. Malvo will hand it off to Kelly, and Kelly will be
once again.
Yep, he'll be brought down short. They'll give him a 4-yard gain, 4th down and 1 once again, 2nd time.
That's a nice job by the Tours. You know, he broke an initial tackle there just past the line of scrimmage and looked like he was going to be able to get the first down, and a couple of linebacker and defensive backs stepped up to make the tackle. And they're going to call it 4th and 1 now from the Golden Tour 43-yard line.
Got to get it inside the 42. They got the Tours to jump on 4th and 1 a minute ago. They dropped the football, and it will not be a first down.
It's going to be either way. It's going to be Golden Tour football.
Yep, one way or the other, it will be Sulphur football.
You know, I think, Bruce, interesting fact right there is that's the first time we'd seen Malvo underneath center today.
Yes.
And looks like he definitely never got the ball. Mm-hmm. He was going to give the ball to look like to Sherrod Kelly, or at least fake it to him and go around the end with it, but just never got the snap up. And so the Tours will have their first offensive possession of the afternoon.
6:41 to go, first quarter. They get officially, it's a turnover. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 44. And, keep checking the jerseys or whatever. They're going to send.
Elliott's coming off. I don't know what
I think it's an equipment issue or something.
No, we had
Sulphur going to call timeout.
Oh, he's got the
Yeah.
He's got the pant. Listen, well, guess from what I'm gathering from seeing him on the sidelines, well, Coach Towery's not happy either.
No, he had to use timeout.
He's about to give the umpire. He got done with Gavin Elliott, and then he moved over to the umpire, and he looks like even with a timeout, Gavin's got to sit out of play. But from what it looked like, Gavin, a lot of these players now wear their pants over their knees.
Right.
And as soon as Elliott come off the field, let's see, he's still playing with his pants. So he's having to roll his pants down to at least the level of his knees. And
I think you have to cover the pads there, don't you? Is that it?
Yeah, well, you've got a pad in there, but you still got high school rule is a little different. You see a lot of these college players now.
All right, 1st and 10, Sulphur. And they will give it to McFarland, and he's going nowhere.
Yeah, a lot of defensive pressure there from the Spartans.
2-yard loss. Yep, back to the 42-yard line. Oh yeah, we have an on-field mic, don't we? Blood on his pants. Okay. And Mitch Red is down on the sideline here.
We'll be trying to work him into the game.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
As we go on today, but we're playing with that.
Got it offsides on Comeaux.
So high school football is a little different. If you line up offsides, it's an immediate dead ball foul.
Yep.
So that's going to give the Tours 5 yards and then set up a 2nd and 7.
Kylan Williams had lined up.
They're reporting Gavin Elliott had some blood on his pants, but you send him out of the game. I don't exactly know.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the blood off the pants.
Nope.
By sending him out and call, I don't know.
Unless they've got something fancy that gets rid of the stains.
I think that must have been why he was trying to pull his pants down to cover it up.
Oh, okay.
I guess.
All right, 2nd and 7. I think we'll send up another one.
Now we're sending another player off the field for the Golden Tours. It's the same side of the field.
Same guy.
Same side judge. And now he's sending off another player, number 16, Jack.
Yeah.
Boney.
Wow.
That's going to send sophomore number 80, Jonathan Hopkins, in the ball game. Now we're going to call the officials timeout.
Yeah, I think we're going to have
Well, now we got a water break probably. We're still, I believe water breaks are through October, so we're 5:48 to go here in the ball game. Well, Coach Tower, you're trying to get some offense going, and trying to get some rhythm going, and everything else. Boy, these guys today, look, now they're telling the Tours that they're too far onto the field for their team huddle. The 2 side judges today. It looks like I can give both these teams fits.
Wow.
But the Tours, of course, are led out on offense by number 7, Jacob Clark, senior quarterback. I think one of the big things for the Tours this weekend is going to be eliminating turnovers. We talked about after last week's game, 5 turnovers against Southside. It's tough to compete in 5A football, much less any classification, but 5 turnovers.
All right, 2nd and 7. I think we're going to actually get to run a play. I got to flip it out here to McFarland, and it's incomplete. Threw it a little bit too far out in front.
Yeah, McFarland just kind of ran flat, a little flat, and Clark thought he was going to cut it upfield a little bit, and Clark just laid him too far.
So 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Tours at their own 47-yard line, their first possession.
They're on the far hash mark, so we'll see. They look to throw that little screen pass to the wide side of the field that time, so we'll see if they stay working to the wide side of the field. They've got 2 wideouts here on the bottom.
So on 3rd down, Clark to throw. Looks near side. That's tipped.
Well, and he had him open too.
Yep. Somebody got a hand on that for Comeaux. I believe it was Zylan Paul, defensive tackle. And 4th down now. So the Tours will send on
Number
Corey
24,
Baudouin. Yep.
Senior punter. Senior kicker, actually. He
That's
handles both the punter and the punting and the place kicking dudes, I believe, huh?
Their quarterback
Is the punt returner.
is the return man, yeah.
That probably tells you how good of an athlete number one Malvo is. Looks like he's going to set up just inside. Well, he's walking up to the 20 now. It was just inside the 20.
I don't believe there's any.
And then now now they've given Sulphur a sideline warning.
They just did that to Comeaux too. Well, we got some sticklers out there today. So 4th down and 7.
Nice snap. He's going to
run. 45-50.
Boy, he hit it to 50. He's going to be well short.
Yep. Oh, he needed another 4 yards. He ran to the sideline.
Had the right idea right there, but once he started running that far to the sideline, it was just too much time for Comeaux to make up ground on him.
And needed to cut it up at the numbers and may have had a shot at it. So each team fails on a 4th down in their first possession, and Comeaux will take over at midfield. We're scoreless with 5:24 to go in the first quarter on a beautiful sunny afternoon here in Sulphur. Malvo back out at quarterback for the Spartans. He'll set up in the shotgun. Back there with him is Kelly. Receiver to the left and right. Wingman left and right.
They're sending
off another one.
I don't know what's going on with these.
I don't either.
It's the same side judge.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
He sent off 3. He sent off 2 golden tours and sent off one. See, he's playing with his pants as well over there, trying to get him lower.
Malvo to throw. He's going to throw deep.
Throws deep to number 12.
That's not catchable.
Well, and I think that ball kind of got hung up in that north wind as well.
So too.
We don't have a flag up today, but I know the north wind, it's not bad, but it was blowing a little bit. Pass was intended to number 12, Keelan Hilaire.
Yeah, he just kind of floated that one up there. I was afraid they'd get Grayson Stelly. But it was so far away from him.
Yeah, a lot of hand fighting there. But, the ball wasn't even going to be close to being catchable at all.
Pistol formation. Man goes in motion. They're going to pitch it to the motion man. And the Golden Tours wrap him up after a short gain. Over on the right side, it's Patio on the carry. The 3rd and 8.
Looks like tackle was made by either number 5, Hyatt, or number 6, Massey. Couldn't quite get a number. Looks like people.
I almost had that job today.
Hyatt's just a sophomore linebacker, and he's a younger brother. If you kind of go back in the annals a little bit, his older brother was Ethan Hyatt, linebacker here at Sulphur. And as a sophomore, Hyatt really had a nice game last week against Southside. So that's going to set up 3rd and 8 now.
Malvo to throw. Rolls near side. Flag goes down. Malvo will pick up the 1st down as he gets it inside the 35 to the 34.
Going to initially have the 1st down, but that usually comes from a holding. Yeah. They're usually illegal formation or illegal shift.
Illegal shift.
I think that's usually on that kind of like that stretch run right there. It's usually an offensive tackle trying to get a block on either defensive end or linebacker to hold them up.
That is the 3rd penalty on Comeaux here in the first quarter. We haven't played 8 minutes of the first quarter. So this will make it 3rd and very long, or 3rd and much longer for Comeaux. Ball back in Spartan territory. It'll be 3rd and 13 from the 47.
And that's a play I'm sure we'll see later on in this ball game with Malvo being the athlete that he is. He really got to the corner pretty easily right there. And so we'll see if we don't see that one here later in the ball game.
The coaches for Comeaux showing their frustration. From the pistol formation, they will give it to Kelly. Yeah,
that's a little odd play call right there. 3rd and 13, and it's just a straight dive play. It wasn't anything. That wasn't much to the play right there.
No, nothing fancy about it. No misdirection.
I think we'll see Comeaux's punting unit this time.
I think so. Yeah, both teams have turned it over on downs near midfield. So they're going to take this opportunity to pin the Tours deep. It was with the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter of a scoreless game.
Well, what's odd, several offensive linemen for Comeaux are really struggling to get off the field. We talked about their size.
Yeah.
But looks like several of them having problems just getting off. Left-footed kicker.
Yep.
Punt's going to bounce inside the 30 and takes a Golden Tour bounce. It's touched right at the 30-yard line. So with 3:34 left to go here in the first quarter, the Golden Tours will take over at their own 30-yard line of a scoreless ball game.
Gustav Nienauber is the punter. All right, we'll check in with Mitch down on the sideline.
Hey, Tony, coming to you from the sideline, the last possession on offense, O-line guys were not happy with themselves when they came off, so we expect a little bit more fire here. Zane Bryant showed a little leadership there, had them together. We're expecting a little better result this time from the O-line. Also on that fake punt, totally judgment call, just didn't quite work out. Back to you.
On the first play of this possession, McFarland has it. And McFarland, with a good run, he'll get almost 9 yards out close to the 39-yard line. Looks like they'll mark him at the 38 for a pickup of 8. It'll be second down and 2.
Yeah, they made contact with him after about a 3-yard carry, and he just kind of kept fighting, and they couldn't bring him down. A nice run of 8 yards there on first down.
Wide receiver goes to the far side of the field, 2 to the near side as the Tours go from left to right. In the shotgun formation is Clark. McFarland back there with him. On second and 2, they'll give it to Dillon. Dillon with the first down and more out to the 45 to the 50. And he's brought down in Comeaux territory at the 47-yard line for the first down of the afternoon for the Sulphur Golden Tornadoes.
That's a nice job right there by Dillon. Was real patient with his run, just kind of waited and found the hole. Once the hole opened up to his left a little bit, and instead of just trying to keep it heading out to the sideline, he cut it back up the middle of the field, and results in a gain all the way down to the Comeaux 47-yard line.
Leading rusher for the Golden Tours came into the game with 94. He's well over 100 now, and he gets it again. The 45 to the 40 to the 30.
He's inside 25, the 25,
yep.
Inside the 15. He's going to be brought down inside the 10. It's a late flag right there.
Flag down.
Well behind the play.
Yep.
Flag's landed about the 21-yard line. McFarland gets brought down to 8. Now we'll see what this is going to be a holding call on the Tours.
Yep. Still be a first down. We saw this against Comeaux on a very good run by Malvo. This must be some brand new officials, and they're just.
Well, what's frustrating about that call right there is they were a good 10 to 15 yards behind the play.
Yeah, didn't need to happen.
It didn't need to happen. It wasn't going to affect the play at all. But nevertheless, it was a holding call, so that's going to back them up to the 33-yard line. Looks like 1st and 10 for the Golden Tours.
Yeah, they do get the first down. They just don't get it down at the 15. They get it back here at the 34. Clark gets the football. He'll throw. Throws toward the end zone. It is incomplete, and it was probably would have been out of bounds anyway.
Yeah, I don't believe he could have.
No, it's Elliott.
But, it's not a bad throw by Clark there because it's either going to be a completed pass or it's going to be out of bounds incomplete. Yep. It's not a chance. It's not an opportunity there for an interception. So, not a bad pass play. We saw, even Coach mentioned, we saw Clark put up a pass last week that was kind of into traffic early in that ball game. And so you're probably seeing a few adjustments made this week.
It's a rare game where you have to worry about looking back into the sun.
Looking into the sun. Huh?
Yeah. And not the direction the Tours are going in.
Empty backfield. They'll run a quarterback draw.
Run it to the 30, to the 25.
He's inside the 25 down to about the 24.
Just short of the first down. Yeah, he's going to pick up 9 on the play to the 24.
A little different wrinkle right there. We haven't seen that play, I don't think, at all this year. It looks like the Tours are really focused on running between the tackles today.
Yeah, that's another thing. This is you get a brand new coaching staff, and for the most part, as the season goes on, we're going to see different things.
Well, Comeaux looks like they're running a 3-3. And so there's only six guys in that box up there. So the Tours are looking to capitalize on that. Another give to McFarland up the middle.
Down, yep.
He fumbled the ball. Yep. I see everybody pointing Comeaux's direction. So that's going to be recovered by the Comeaux Spartans.
Yep, with 1:24 to go, Comeaux takes over at their own 23. We'll check in with Mitch out on the sideline.
Hey, after that nice run by Clark, Coach Towery was not happy. He wanted a helmet-to-helmet contact penalty, didn't get it. And then now we've got a fumble that they've recovered, of course, and McFarland's down. Really running hard. We'll hope he's okay. I'll see if I can get a report.
All right, Mitch. Yep, that's McFarland at the 23-yard line. As each team has turned it over here in the first quarter. Comeaux will start back at their 23-yard line. They're going to help up Dillon.
Yeah, the Tours were a little banged up in the backfield coming into the ball game. So, if McFarland's not able, the way he's looking, he's going to have trouble returning to the ball game, at least anytime soon. And, of course, we have our miracle worker, Coach John Paul Duhan, down there. I always used to tell my boys that if you saw Coach Duhan run out there to the field, you better get up.
Right leg. Oh, it's knee or an ankle.
DJ Harris was in the backfield last week. I think DJ got a little nicked up, and then I can't remember his name, but there was the backup tailback suffered a dislocated shoulder.
Ooh.
So Coach said he's going to be out probably 4 weeks, and so they're running real thin right now in the backfield, offensive backfield. So we'll see what they've got coming up the next time they have the ball. But Comeaux was going to have it 1st and 10 now at their own 22-yard line.
A little misdirection on. He went with the wrong direction. Still working. 25, close to the 30-yard line. That's
it's a nice job by number 6 right there, Tyler Massey. He was kind of out there on that island and was able to, even though it was a gain of looks like 6 yards on the play, he was able
number
to.
2 is blank.
He was able to stay with it and ends up making the tackle.
And we have no number 2 on our roster for Comeaux. If he had cut it inside at about the line of scrimmage, he may have gone a little bit further.
Number 91, big sophomore, Landon Arant checks in for the Golden Tours.
On 2nd and a little less than 3, they're going to give it to Kelly. And Kelly is wrapped up almost immediately at the line of scrimmage. Very short gain. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
I think that tackle was made by number 54, Ridge Marcantel.
I thought for a minute he may have
grabbed
the ball.
It looked like he fumbled it at first. And, of course, he may have in a ball. His back was to us, and he may have in a ball bounce right up to us. Let's see if Comeau's going to run another play. They're going to let the clock wind down the end of the first quarter.
They backed him up to the 31-yard line.
He must have fumbled that ball then.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 3rd and 6. We'll call it.
And they're going to
get the snap off.
Yeah.
He rolls to his right. Well, number 4 is wide
for
open
the first
right there.
down. He is at the 50-yard line, so they won't have to move it very far.
Trayvon Patio.
Yeah, he's had a couple of catches.
And he had come in motion on that play. And that's a tough play for a linebacker trying to stay with that. Usually it's a wide out or that inside slot receiver. And that's a tough job for that linebacker to run with him the whole sideline to sideline and make that play right there. So that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. A scoreless ball game coming to you from Matt Walker Memorial Stadium. Don Martin, Bruce Merchant, Mitch Red, and Tony Tremonti behind the scenes.
We'll be back on the road next week. I never look further than this week.
Is it North Vermilion, maybe?
I think North Vermilion. Yeah, we would play North Vermilion in Crowley or somewhere, Abbeville. But I don't know if it's North Vermilion yet. They beat up on somebody last night, I believe. Yeah, who would we normally have seen?
You want to go to Mitch for an update on McFarland?
All right, Mitch has some information on Dylan McFarland.
Hey, guys, quick update on the injury to Dylan McFarland. He's on the sideline. Coach is looking at him. Looks like an ankle. He's putting a little weight on it. Don't know if he'll return or not. I was afraid it might be a knee, but it's definitely an ankle, and they're working on it, and we'll see what happens.
All right, Mitch, it's 1st and 10, Comeaux right at midfield as they hit from left to right, north to south here in the second quarter of a scoreless game. Malvo will keep it.
Yeah, I think he wanted to give it to Kelly, and
Kelly didn't want it.
Well, and there was a little hesitation there on the snap. He kind of bobbled it just a hair, and but it works out good for the Spartans. It's a gain of 5 on first down.
So they're in Sulphur territory here at 2nd down and 5. Neither one of these teams have really threatened to score. The Golden Tours had it down at the 23 and fumbled it. But Comeaux has punted once. They've turned it over near midfield, so they're in the Sulphur 45-yard line. They'll send Keelan Hilaire wide to the left. One man comes to the right. Actually, there are 2 and a wing man to the left.
Sulphur's in a blitz right there. Boy, They had the right play call. Ball was tipped by number 4. Looks like number 4 for the Tours, Ethan Arsamont. Fortunately, they got a hand on that ball right there because we sent 3 guys on the all-out blitz right there, and they had a screen pass called.
Yep.
If he catches that pass, he's got a lot of room to run out there.
So 3rd and 5 coming up.
You know, Bruce, just kind of watching the Comeaux, as you mentioned earlier, this has to be the largest offensive line we've seen yet this year.
They're
And
good
maybe the biggest one we see throughout the season.
Well, they'll play a 3rd and 7 from the Sulphur, or 3rd and 5 from the Sulphur 45. 2 receivers go out to the left, one over here to the right. Wingman is also to the left. Kelly to the left of Malvo in the backfield. And whistles as Comeaux will call a timeout on the far side of the field with 11:10 to go here in the first half with a scoreless ball game from Matt Walker Stadium here. A beautiful Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, you know, you couldn't ask for any
No, sir.
better weather.
Nice and cool, but not uncomfortable.
You know what I mentioned back in back when Hurricane Rita come through, we had to end up playing afternoon ball games, and I would really like to see. It wouldn't be bad for the Golden Tours maybe to go back to an afternoon.
I agree.
Afternoon game,
I like it.
One game a season, maybe something a little different. And like I said, the weather is absolutely beautiful.
Yep,
and,
do it on that last home game in October or early November.
Looks like we also have a nice crowd for the Golden Tours today.
Band takes up half the other side.
Well, you know, I looked up over there.
At
first, I looked over there and I said, boy, Comeaux really brought a crowd. And then I realized that they all had instruments. So I said, well, no, that's our band. So, you know, one person on offense that we haven't called his name out so far is Walker. And I think we're going to really need, you know, we mentioned that last week. And once they got Walker involved in the game plan last week, you know, the fireworks went off. So once we get the ball back, I'd really like to see us get Walker. And he may be, if we're staying at tailback as we're thinking, he may become very involved. So 3rd down from Malvo.
He's going to keep it, and he's going nowhere. Golden Tours did a great job.
Yeah, they kind of sniffed that play out right there by number 35. Tacklers were led by number 35, Hugo Perez, a senior linebacker.
A loss of a yard, so it's going to be 4th and 6.
It looks like Comeaux is going to lead their offense on the field. Well, no, there goes the punt team now.
Yeah. Yeah, they have that rare left-footed punter. You don't see that very often as he trots out there.
Rare left-footed punter. And I also think that the head coach of Comeaux, if I understood Coach Towery right, was a college teammate of his at back then it was USL, but UL Lafayette or UL or whatever they go by these days. But the Raging Cajuns.
Doug Dotson. And whistle.
Well, hope we don't have 12 guys on the field. Let's see.
A delay of game.
A delay of game. So number 8, Gavin Elliott's back deep to receive the punt. That'll mark the Spartans back 5 yards.
Their 4th penalty.
But I think Dotson also has tie-ins, or either that or maybe Coach Towery is on his dad's first staff at Acadiana.
Okay. Line drive kick. Elliott's got it to the 30, and that is about as far as he's going to go. He falls forward to the 32, and that is where Sulphur will take over with 10:07 to go in the first half. It's scoreless game. And let's see who comes out at running back.
Well, I think the Tours they're needing to look for some consistency here on this drive. They really both drives so far have kind of just not gotten off very good at all, and the last drive, they were moving the ball inside, moved it inside the 10-yard line. A penalty brought it back out, and then they got it inside the 20, and we had a fumble.
That is
maybe Tag Stelly.
Yes, it is. As McFarland's done, he's got ice on his ankle.
So Tag Stelly's kind of their all everything. He's their backup quarterback.
He's going to run it now to the 35 to the 40. Nice spin move, gets him out to the 45-yard line.
Well, when we spoke with Coach Towery earlier this week, he mentioned to us that they had been working tag some at tailback, and not only because they were a little thin there, but also, you know, he's a good enough athlete. You know, trying to get him on the field at some position. Obviously, he's an asset for him at wideout, but believes he can also be productive for him in the backfield.
Well, that's probably where he'll be the rest of the day. 2 receivers to the right, 1 out here to the left. Staley will get it. Sweeping right, 45-50, 45-yard line, close to a first down. Yeah, he's got he doesn't have a lot of size, but he has some speed.
Well, and I think you saw right there. I mean, he runs like a wideout. So I mean, he was looking.
Yeah.
He was looking to get to the open field right there, and was able to get to the corner, and headed, like I say, got it just head up the. They're gonna mark it just shy of a
short.
first down. We're
Yep.
gonna call it second. Well, obviously, officially be 2nd and 1, but it looks like about a half a yard.
That's Coach Dotson is in the ear of that official.
When it looks like he's saying it's a first down. Not sure why he would be.
Yeah, I don't know what
I don't know. He's working him over though.
That's the guy we've had the issues with.
Yeah, the equipment issues with.
Stelly with a big hole to the 35, or actually to the 30, and inside the 30.
And that was just a straight dive play right up the middle of the field.
And he's able to hit that hole maybe a little bit faster than some of the other guys. And the offensive line is good, and they're going to create the hole. But you got to be able to get into it quickly before, the linebackers or whatever step into the gaps, and he's able to do that.
Well, and I can promise you, Stelly was chomping at the bit to get involved in the game plan here. So, I mean, he's taken 3 carries now. Has been really impressive so far on this drive for the Golden Tours.
From the 27, he'll get it again, and he escapes the defenders in the backfield. He's at the 20. He's at the 17-yard line. Well, you're right. You act like a guy that wants to be in there. He's carried it, 4 straight?
Well, I guess if you're an old NBA basketball fan of the Detroit Pistons, I guess Tag Stelly could be called the microwave. He's brought some instant offense quickly.
Yes, he has.
And we just mentioned the Tours need to wake up on offense and, be able to get some rhythm going. And they've quickly done it right here with Tag Stelly in the backfield.
His first rushing carries of the season. He's got it again. Here he goes to the 10, to the 5, and he is down to the 2-yard line. Trying to remember, this drive began back at the 32.
So that's going to be a gain of 16, Bruce, and that's going to be another Golden Tour first down.
I mean, has he carried the ball on every play?
Hands on his knees right. He's like, "Ooh, I'm not quite used to this." He's trying to get some oxygen, get some air in them lungs. So we'll see if they give him a playoff right here. But it's going to be 1st and goal for the Tours. We're going to call it on the 2-yard line.
He won't have very far to go if he gets it this time. Man goes in motion. And we've got an offside. Yep. On Comeaux. I think.
Well, he signaled offsides.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Happy Halloween, M&M's. All right, it'll be 1st and goal to go at the 1-yard line now for Comeaux. Stelly in the backfield to the right. Quarterback.
Boney and Elliott at the 2 wideout positions.
And they drop the snap, and they will lose at least 5 on the play. Thankfully, they held on to the football. Clark falls down on it at the 7. So it'll be 2nd and goal to go from that point.
See Walker entering back the ball game. Boy, this is an area of the field I love to see that tight end. Caleb Vizier, number 2. The tight end we bragged about last week, looked really good on a few receptions. He's a big kid. He's a basketball player, so he's got good feet, good hands. So we'll look to see maybe if he gets involved here.
He's the wingman on the right side. Under center is Clark now with Stelly back behind him, trying to get him to jump. And they're going to hand it to Stelly, and Stelly spins away from 2, but he is tackled for a loss. Almost got away.
Yeah, big. I didn't get a number though. That guy got his
Paul.
Got his big paw on him right there.
Yeah.
And Stelly wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, there were 2 Spartans, and he got past 1, but not the second one. So it's 3rd and goal to go at the 9-yard line now. Tours had it 1st and goal to go at the 1.
6:20 to go here in the second quarter. It was still a scoreless ball game.
2 receivers to the right, wingman right, 1 left. Clark will throw it into the end zone to Elliott, and Elliott can't hang on to it. Now, that time he may have been looking back into the sun. So it's 4th down.
Yeah, Elliott goes up along with number 7, Tawaski Williams. And two taller players right there. And they fought for the ball. Elliott just wasn't able to quite bring the ball down.
So they will send in the field goal unit.
As we mentioned, number 24 earlier, Corey Baudouin.
Yeah, he's the holder. Habits
is the kicker.
a 26-yard attempt. He'll have to push it a little bit.
Well,
Timeout, Sulphur.
Going to have to use a timeout. Yeah. That's not going to make them happy.
6:06 to go first half. We are still scoreless here at Matt Walker Stadium. Golden Tours with a 4th and goal to go will attempt the 26-yard field goal.
You know, when they burn a timeout right there, you never like to be the guy that ends up running on the field because everybody in the stadium knows that knows that you're the reason that we had to burn that timeout right there. You know, Bruce, while we got a timeout, we need to commend the Sulphur staff. You know, looking at the field, other than the light poles on the east side of the stadium really looks in very good condition.
It looks real good on a sunny Saturday afternoon. All right, we're ready. It's a good snap. Kick appears to be good, and it is.
Kick's going to be good.
6:01 to go in the first half. Sulphur takes a 3-0 lead.
Let's see if we can go down to Mitch Red on the sideline.
Ready when you are. Guys, nice drive there by the Tours. Kind of stalled at the end. I'll tell you, Tag Stelly came in with a nice spark for the Tours offense, and nobody was more excited for him than Dylan McFarland sitting here with ice on his leg, hoping to be back in the second half. So, Coach Towery not happy with the route ran on that third down play, but we'll take the 3 points.
Sitting down there with ice on your ankle can't be too comfortable today.
With the Tours found the offensive spark that we mentioned that we thought they needed to get things going on offense. 6:01 to go. Now the defense will be Coach Towery's going to lean hard on the defense right here. I would be willing to bet they can get a quick stop. The Tours will have the ball one more time before halftime, and then we'll also turn around and get the second half kickoff.
That's true. Chance to get 2 for 1, as they say. So Habits will tee it up on the 40-yard line. Just to our right as we sit up here in the press box at Matt Walker. 2 men back deep.
I can't get a number on the 2 return guys.
They mishandled the first one.
Maybe that's not Malvo.
No, I don't think it's Malvo. One of them's a single digit. And the kick will come to him. Actually, it'll go into the end zone. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans from their own 20-yard line as they trail 3-0 here. Just past the midway point.
Nice job by Habits there. It's going to, one of the things that, especially in high school football, there's a lot of teams not able to consistently go 80 yards.
No, that's very hard.
On offense. And, you've got a kicker in high school that can put the ball in the end zone. It automatically comes out to the 20 each and every time.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Malvo in the pistol formation with Kelly back behind him. Wing left and right, receiver left and right. They will hand it off, sweeping to the near side.
There's that number 4 again.
Patios to the 30. He'll have the first down as he picks up about 11 on the play.
Nice job on the tackle right there by number 29, Grayson Stelly, Tag Stelly's little brother. Just a freshman starting at cornerback for the Sulphur Golden Tours.
He wouldn't let him go.
Now, and a lot of people look at that play and say, well, man, he gained 10 yards, but cornerback position over there, that was kind of his job, was to protect that sideline, and he did a great job.
Well, Spartans have it at their own 31-yard line, 1st and 10. 2 receivers go to the left, 1 to the right, flag down.
12 guys in the huddle.
Yep, that's it. Illegal participation.
I just noticed that the Golden Tours don't have decals on their helmets.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I wonder if there's a story behind that.
Was watching Wyoming and Hawaii last night. Hawaii has all of the islands on one side.
Really?
Of the state, yes.
Of course, the Tours have the decal of Coach Shannon Suarez. on the back of the helmets this year in memoriam of him.
All right, 1st and 15 now, back at the 26.
That right tackle move for him. He lifted his hand.
Yep. That's going to be their 7th penalty. Most of them have been 5-yarders, but that'll mess up your offense.
Just a little flinch there. I don't know what the big discussion is about.
I do not recognize the white hat this week. No.
What is that penalty?
I have no idea, but it's against Sulphur.
I'm wondering if they're calling that we're I need my book because it's not called very often, but we're what do they call it when you imitate a snap?
Oh, okay.
That's exactly right, Don.
Yeah, Mitch Red's on the
okay.
sideline.
You got it.
He's kind of in our ear. He's saying they're calling for one of the defensive linemen imitating a snap right there,
Yeah,
which caused the
can't do
offensive
that,
lineman to move.
Yep.
So that's going to be 1st and 10 now.
They give it to Kelly, and Kelly's going to pick up
And it's such a good-looking kid right there. Gain of 4. Yeah, you better not tackle him. Try to tackle him high because you can have a lot of trouble bringing him down.
I'd be afraid of getting kicked in the head by one of his knees. Grab him at the waist and hang on. He gets it out to the 35-yard line with 4:20 to go in the first half. Sulphur leads 3-0. They will send a receiver wide out to the left, one to the right with wings left and right. The pistol formation with Malvo and Kelly in the shotgun. Malvo will keep this time, and he will go down at the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 4, so another 3rd down and 2.
It's a nice open field tackle right there by number 4, Ethan Orsamont.
Spartans have had a lot of 3rd and shorts. This will be 3rd and 2. I think they have all of their timeouts remaining, I believe. So they're just letting the clock run at 3:40. Two receivers go to the left. One comes out here to the right. Kelly lines up to the right of Malvo in the backfield this time. And he will get the football, and he is brought down on a great tackle in the backfield for a loss.
For number 40, Dillian Bird, sophomore linebacker.
Defensive player of the week last week. Well, that's why. What a great play. That's a loss of a yard. It's 4th down and 3.
They're going to leave their offense on the field right here.
3 minutes to go. Trying to get Sulphur to jump. Watch for that.
Got to get just across the 4. I'm right on the
right at the 41.
Right at it. Yeah, they got right to the far side of the 41.
Mm-hmm.
Clock continues to run now, just inside 2:45 to go here in the second quarter.
Timeout. Yeah, they're trying to get Sulphur to jump, and nobody would jump. So if they can get them to punt, and they appear to be sending out the punt team, Sulphur would have enough time.
Well, you know, if you're Comeaux right here, I mean, why you obviously want to go for it 4th and short. You can't afford to with 2:40 to go here in the second quarter. Really can't afford to give the ball over to the tourists potentially inside your own 40-yard line.
Sulphur will send Elliott back deep.
Comeaux's played a good game here in the first half. You can kind of throw the records out the window. But like I say, you know, each team is looking to be patient. Look, they're still discussing with Elliott the length of his pants, making him pull him down even more. That's got to be something. I don't know if we have a different officiating crew that we haven't had before, because I haven't seen that all year so far even.
No. And it began before we kicked it off. There were a couple of guys from Comeaux they went to.
What's a little odd? Yeah, usually during pregame they'll walk and do equipment checks during pregame. That's what was a little surprising that they waited until game time to. Elliott's going to set up at about the 35-yard line. It's going to be a fake.
It's going to be a fake. Flags are down.
It's probably
it's the first down.
I would bet it's a legal formation. Threw the flag right away.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah,
that's it. Illegal procedure is probably a legal formation, yeah.
That's going to nullify a nice play. We got a Golden Tour player down. See a helmet off as well. That's going to nullify a nice gain of about 10 yards on that play.
That was Cameron Bellard, who's one of the up men in the punt formation.
Well, Dotson for Comeaux is not happy at all either.
I think either one of these coaches have been happy with the officiating crew. It's Dylan Bird, the guy who just made the great defensive play to set up the 4th down.
Yeah, another thing I'm noticing is we normally have an ambulance at the games, and I don't see I see Coach Duhan doing a lot of signaling right there. I hope it's not a serious injury, but there's not an ambulance here at the game today, which I thought that was actually LHSA requirement.
The Comeaux people, I think, tending to him. Now he's sitting up.
He's sitting up, but the helmet came off right away.
Yeah, I wonder if he got a knock in the head. No.
He's up.
Another leg, yeah.
All right, Mitch, we'll find out. Get on it.
So that's going to, once the ball's reset, that's going to set up a 4th, and we'll call it 4th and 8 from the 33-yard line. Like I say, Comeaux sent their punt team out this time, although they were out last time for that fake punt. He must be in a lot of pain. He's
I was
even
wondering that
even
too.
with some assistance
they're
to get off the field. Yeah.
If it was me, it'd be trying not to pass out and hit the field. All right, we're going to check in with Mitch down on the sideline.
Hey, as they're bringing Dylan Bird off, looks like a knee or ankle. We'll see once he gets here. Coach Towery on the sideline with his offense saying, be ready to go fast after the punt here. He wants points on the board. Feels like our offense has played well enough to be up 10 or 14 points. So expect the Tours to go fast on this last series. I've never seen a player carried off the field like that.
Like a fireman. Yep. Just throw him on the shoulder. My guess is he was probably in a little bit of pain, and that was just kind of hard. All right, 4th down and 8. Boy, the punter drops the ball. Not a very good kick at all. Get out of the way.
It's going to take a Golden Tour bounce back to the 50-yard line, or just a hair on the side of the 50 for the Golden Tours. So with 2:16 to go here in the second quarter, their offense is going to be set up to go fast, as Mitch said. Coach Towery wants to do right here, but with 2:16 to go in the second quarter, Tours currently lead 3-0, and they'll get ready to hit the field for their possession starting at midfield.
I think we're down to 1 timeout, so that's also part of it here for Sulphur. But it's a chance to get a score at the end of the half and the beginning of the next half. So Stelly out there once again at running back. It's probably his job at least the rest of the day. He lines up to the left of Clark in the shotgun. It's like 3 receivers left, 1 to the right.
A little cluster formation here. It's a little different. Well, I think that's what Coach Towery's fussing about. Comeaux runs a player on the field very late, and they stop the play. And like I said, it's a formation we haven't seen all game, and it just gives Comeaux a little bit more time to adjust.
The 1st and 10 Sulphur at midfield. Clark to throw. Looks this way, throws this way. Wide open is Walker. He's got it. He'll have a 1st down in Comeaux territory.
Yeah, we mentioned getting Walker involved in the game, and nice pass right there.
Then he gets out of bounds, so that stops the clock with 2:07. Time's really not an issue. Ankle injury for Bird.
Now they ran Walker on the underneath and Bonet over the top, and that's kind of a read play for the quarterback. Whichever player the safety goes with, the other wide receiver is generally going to be wide open on the play, and that's what you saw right there.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Clark to throw. Elliott. Oh, what a catch. Elliott, the only guy knowing the ball was coming, catches it behind the head of the defensive player, Twaski Williams, and gets the 1st down. And he catches it behind his helmet and brings it back in.
Yeah, Elliott had his head up on Clark at quarterback real early on that play, and Clark picked him up right away.
And Williams had no clue it was coming.
Kind of similar to that back shoulder pass play.
Comeaux will call the timeout. Well, McFarland has lost his spot on the table now.
So 1:26 to go here in the second quarter.
All right, we're going to send it back down to Mitch to see what's happening with the injuries here.
Mike drop there. Hey, working on Dylan Bird's left ankle, kind of the same procedure they used with McFarland. So we'll see. Don't know if he'll be back in or not. They'll go into halftime and ice it, I'm sure. And we'll see in the second half. Also, man, the catch by Elliott here on the sideline just took it from the other side of that defensive back. And we're towards her down here in great shape. So hopefully we can punch it in.
All right, one timeout left for Sulphur. When we get back to play, they'll have a 1st and 10 at the Comeaux 14-yard line with 1:26 to go. In the first half, they're up 3-0. They are 0-2 in district play, so they're looking for their first not only win of the season, but district win. Comeaux's 0-2. I think they're 0-1 in the district. Comeaux has played a non-district game. So Lafayette schools had the opportunity to play a little bit more than we have on this side of the state because they weren't dealing with hurricanes. 1st and 10 Tours. Here comes the blitz, and they're going to hand it off to Stelly. Stelly to the left to the 10. Stelly to the 5, and he is inside the 1-yard line. He had a guy on his back, but he just couldn't quite get it into the end zone.
When he broke an early tackle there, big Xylon Paul. And just couldn't quite.
Now you want to let the clock run a little. Stelly will get it into the end zone for the score.
Well, he was clotheslined right there about the 1-yard line, was able to break that tackle and goes into the end zone for the score. So with 1:04 to go in the ball game, the Golden Tours have finally broken into the end zone with their first touchdown of the ball game on the north end on a little 1-yard running play by Tag Stelly, who, as we mentioned, has kind of brought some instant offense here to the Golden Tours in the second quarter.
Abbott's with the extra point attempt out of the hold of Baudouin. From the 10-yard line, it is good.
Kicks up and good.
64 seconds to go in the half. Sulphur now leads it 10-0 over the Comeaux Spartans.
You know, Tours haven't had a lot of opportunity to use him, but been very impressed with the kicker, Junior Hayden Habits. Been very consistent on his extra points and looks to have a fairly decent enough leg that anything from about 35 on in, I'm not going to say it's automatic, but pretty good chance of being through the uprights. And we'll see how far out from the 35 maybe later in the season, what kind of range he's got on his leg.
Well, they kicked it into the end zone the last kickoff. So that's a
that's into
great weapon.
Into a slight north breeze.
So he'll tee it up again. Well, the Tours with a 10-0 lead now. Comeaux with 2 timeouts and 64 seconds left to work with. Of course, the Tours will get the football to start the third quarter. Another nice kick. This one taken at the 4, right in the middle of the field, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, and about the 28-yard line. On the return, waiting for his Malvo, waiting for the blockings. He was just kind of trotting down the middle of the field till he hit about the 20-yard line.
That was Malvo on the return?
It was Malvo, yeah. That's interesting. You can use your quarterback as a kick returner. The most violent play of the game.
I'm wondering if he's their place kicker too.
Yeah, we haven't seen
a little bit of
yet,
everything.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him on defense either.
No.
But I bet you he's good enough to play defense.
So they will have it at their own 28-yard line, 1st and 10.
56 seconds to go.
They have not run a whole lot of plays on the Sulphur side of midfield.
No, and I think the only pass play that I can remember them really throwing was that deeper pattern that Malvo tried to throw. The ball fell drastically short and incomplete. So they may have a little trouble moving the ball downfield here with 56 seconds to go.
Well, Malvo to throw. Got some pressure. Rolls far side, wide open. 50, 45. That's Patio once again.
Kind of jinxed us there, I think. And that's a tough pass. Malvo rose to his left. He's a right-handed quarterback. Rolls to his left and has to throw back across his body down to the 45-yard line. Now with 42 seconds to go.
Spike it, yeah.
They're going to clock it now with 40 seconds. So they have 2nd and 10 now at their Golden Tour 45-yard line with 40 seconds to go.
I think they've got at least one timeout. I think they have 2.
Patio was bent over after that play number 4, and he's been their key receiver, and he's off the field right now on the sideline for Comeaux. So while it was a nice game, they do lose their probably what appears to be so far their best wideout. That's him down on the 35-yard line. Looks like he's trying to get some air in his lungs. Man, he's got the air knocked out of him.
So first or second and 10. They are going to throw, and they're going to throw deep. This should be intercepted. And it is. Tip drill to the 20, to the 25. Oh, and he dropped the ball. It was intercepted. Was that 25? 29?
It was tipped up in the air by number 4.
Yeah.
He's in Arsamont. And then the ball came down to Grayson Stelly. He returns it up to just across the 25-yard line to the 29-yard line, and then he stripped of the ball, and Comeaux falls on it. So with 25 seconds to go in the first half, the Spartans will once again take over on the Golden Tour 29-yard line.
A pair of turnovers on the same play. And Comeaux ends up picking up 16 yards on the play.
Yeah, they'll take that play all day long. That's one of their better offensive plays, Bruce.
It's a little dangerous. I'm not sure I'd run it often.
Not quite how the playbook had it, huh?
No, Sulphur will take their final timeout. But, well, it's been an entertaining game, if nothing else. And Sulphur leads at 10-0. That's 2 turnovers in the first half for each team. But Sulphur has a 10-0 lead.
I was trying to see if number 4, Patio, came back out for Comeaux. Like I say, he's been their best offensive weapon, especially when he gets in open space. I'm a little surprised they haven't tried to use the running game of Malvo a little bit more. But like you said, they haven't had the ball past midfield at all, so they've kind of been much of the first half on their end of the ball field. So credit the Golden Tour defense today so far.
Well, McFarland's down there. I don't know if he's got a shoe on, but he's standing. I can't believe he'd be back in. You got Tag Stelly running like he is. There's no reason.
Yeah,
it
doesn't look like McFarland's holding his shoe in his right hand. Actually.
Okay. All right.
So Patio is back in the ball game for the Spartans.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line after that bizarre play. Malvo rolls near side to throw. Throws to a man that's wide open, but the Golden Tours are there. He threw it up, and Arsamont nearly came down with it this time.
Yeah, if he doesn't try to throw the ball quite so deep, he probably would have had a completion right there, although Arsamont would have been in position to hopefully make that tackle, but it would have been a big first down, but just kind of led him too far right there and really led him into the defender.
So 2nd down and 10 coming up. We're at 18 seconds to go in the half with Sulphur up 10-0. This is the deepest the Spartans have been, I think, at Sulphur territory at the 29. They'll send 2 receivers to the right, wingman to the right, receiver left. Bad snap, but Malvo gets it. And now he will hang on to it, and he will run out of bounds at the 23.
With 8 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Perez did a good job right there because he had a lot of room to run.
No, we do have a flag at the 30. That's infraction at the snap.
Both these side judges have been pretty active.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, and paid by the flag or the conversation.
I think I know the side judge on this side. He keeps
illegal motion.
He keeps throwing them flags away. As I'll have to mention his name, I guess. No, I'm not positive that's him.
So that'll back it up to the 34-yard line.
So we'll call it second and 15 with 8 seconds to go. That's a tough penalty there for the Spartans.
They lose the yardage, the time.
Had gotten the ball where they were close enough to be able to throw the ball into the end zone right there with 8 seconds to go. And from what we've seen Malvo's arm earlier, this is kind of back out of his range now. So Patio's by himself on the top side right there.
Malvo
Get some
is
pressure
going
by
to
the
be
Golden
sacked.
Tours.
And
By
that'll
number
do
5.
it. Markingtail? No, Corey Hyatt.
Yeah, Corey Hyatt, number 5.
And that is the end of the first half. The Golden Tours are on top, 10-0. Let's check in with Mitch and Coach Towery.
Hey, Mitch Red here with Coach Towery at the end of the first half. Coach, comments on the first half?
I mean, we've driven the football down there 3 times, turned it over 1 time, kick a field goal another time. We're moving the ball on offense really well. Defensively, we're getting stops. They're kind of bend, don't break, and they're eating a lot of time off the clock. They've had the ball a whole lot more than me. We got to get off the field a little bit quicker on defense.
Nice spark from Stellian on the offensive side.
Yes, sir, definitely, no doubt.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you. All right, guys, back up to you guys. Tours with a 10-0 lead. Not a bad first half.
Nope, not at all, especially when you get a couple of big injuries like the Golden Tours had. The next man up, in this case, one of these cases was Tag Stelly, who did an outstanding job coming in relief of Dylan McFarland, and he is one of the main reasons the Golden Tours have a 10-0 lead. At halftime, at Matt Walker.
So, Bruce, let's take a quick break. We're kind of get resituated. From what I understand, Jack Hebert's here for a little halftime interview, and give us about 60 seconds, and we'll be right back with you. Well, I'm gonna say it's my pleasure, but some people may disagree with us sometimes, but it's always a pleasure to have who's affectionately called as Papa Jack Hebert, a great supporter of not only Sulphur, Louisiana, but Sulphur Golden Tour Athletics. And Jack, appreciate you coming up today.
Well, I appreciate being here. I love Sulphur. I love Westlake. It's Ward 4. I was born and raised here. My parents had a restaurant. I've really enjoyed this community.
So let's talk a little bit about, I was talking to Dad the other day, and I guess you're the same situation. We'll skip football for a minute, but you've ridden out Hurricane Audrey,
yeah,
Hurricane Rita, and now Hurricane Laura.
Yeah, that's right.
So, kind of talk about how you doing?
We're doing good. We were fortunate enough. I live on Jim Pickens Road, but also still on the farm. So I opened the farm up for the hurricane. We had 15 people come in, just showed up. They brought 25 horses and 15 of the ugliest dogs you've ever seen. But we was able to house them and help them. We really enjoyed them.
I think what people don't realize, especially here in South, and it's not a Sulphur thing as much as Southwest Louisiana thing. The people I found out, and I don't have any horses or anything like that, but I found out through friends and your story right there. But I mean, people that have the livestock, it's kind of a deal where if you need a place to put a horse or you need a place to put a couple cows, I think it's really neat that they're able to reach out and call someone, whether it's someone just up the road or it may be someone over in Texas, maybe somewhere in Baton Rouge, but they're able to reach out and find somewhere to put their animals and with no questions asked.
Well, I really enjoyed that. People want to know what I was charging, but we didn't charge them. You can't charge people when they need help. I was raised in a restaurant by my parents, Bulldog Hebert and Irene Hebert, and I've seen them feed a lot of people and not charge them, people that needed help.
Well, and me personally, I kind of go by the old karma. You never know when you're going to need something. So I mean, yeah, if you're able to help out, especially in conditions like this, we were just we were talking about earlier about the stadium. The stadium looks in great shape, but you start looking at around the community. There's trees down. There's from where we see here, there's blue tarps. We probably mentioned some of the stuff off toward Maplewood, you see that water tower. Probably couldn't see that water tower before the storm. And, so there's a lot of changes. A lot of people need help in the area, in the community. And, a lot of people think, I don't have a lot of money, or I don't have a big company. You don't have to have that. I mean, just sometimes it's just something as simple, shaking someone's hand and asking them how their day's going.
You'll find that this community is so giving. They're always helping people. And this is what I love about this community. Sulphur, Westlake, goes all the way to Shupik. Hey, it's fantastic. And I love this community.
So what else have you been up to?
Well, I'm running for Ward 4 Marshal.
No, come on.
Oh, yeah. And it looks good. We've done a lot for the community, but I've got an extremely good platform. There's a lot of people running this, and they're good people, but I'm well qualified. People say, why don't you retire? I said, because I've got so much to offer, and I want to help this community.
Well, and for listeners that maybe aren't familiar with the Ward 4 Marshal position, I mean, what does a lot of that position entail?
Well, they serve a lot of papers. They do repossessions and things like this. But I want to do more. I want to have self-defense courses for women. I want to have a gun control officer to teach gun control. I even have a division that I want to put together, my reserve division, and that will go along and check on people living by themselves, elderly people. They'll get their telephone number, they'll get their address, and we'll check on them. We want to do a lot of things. In the old days when I worked for Ham Reed, when you mentioned Jack Aber, a lot of bad people left town. So we want to get the same. We want to get the same way. We want to make this a safe community.
I got you. Well, and like I said, I think it's just it's important. It's a special community, as people found out after the storm. I've had a lot of people reach out and mention that they haven't lived here before. They just recently moved in, and they mentioned going through the storm that they were just amazed at the hospitality and the amount of help. Even you hear a lot of people that came in for the storm to help out. The first thing they mention is that they felt like they were the ones being helped. They didn't feel like they were helping somebody.
This is a giving community.
So I thought that was a neat thing.
We're going to talk a little bit about this field. I played football on this field. I played baseball in Westlake, and I played football on this field. I played with your daddy, and about 2 to 3 times he run plumb over me when we was practicing.
So you mentioned Westlake baseball and here football. Mm-hmm. Explain that to me.
Well, we played baseball here too.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. See, I played football and baseball for McNeese, but and I got injured real early, and that ruined my career. But your daddy, I've got to mention, we called him Jug, was the best high school running back I've ever seen. No telling what he could have done if he'd have wanted to. He was something else, and I saw him when he came out at McNeese. He run over everybody for about 3 weeks and decided he didn't want to play.
No, he decided he wanted to go make. Back then you could make money quick.
Yeah,
and decided he wanted to make some money. So let's talk about obviously the stadium's changed over the years.
Oh yes,
this was the original
stadium right here in I graduated in 58, played in 57. We had a good team, but we had great fans. I love this community, and we had a great time.
Well, and I think one of the things I mentioned earlier, if you're looking out over the crowd today, I mean, coming off of a storm, and then changing the games from a Friday night to a Saturday afternoon, we have a great crowd here today. It shows you the Sulphur fan base.
We're coming back. I love what I'm seeing. They're aggressive. They got I think they're going to have a great team before this is all over with. Just give them a little time. They'll be back.
Well, and, we had lunch with Coach Towery this week, and that was one of the things, he mentioned. He's still in the process of kind of putting his stamp on the program. And, he was obviously concerned, starting out the season 0-2 and, not able to do a lot of the stuff in the off season between COVID and now the storms. It's just kind of, in fact, he's good friends with Coach Dotson of Comeaux. And he talked to those guys about practice time, and they told him that they'd missed 2 days of practice. And they said, well, how much have you missed? He said, 6 weeks. And they said, no, there's no way, because they'd watched the game film. And they said, no way you've missed 6 weeks with these boys. He said, yeah, we missed 6 weeks.
Let me tell you, I pick at him all the time when I see him. I said, now, Coach, I'm sitting down on the right by the bench in the back in the stands. Now, look at me, and I'll tell you what to play. But he hadn't checked with me yet.
Yeah, he hasn't looked over his shoulder, huh?
No, that's right.
So I want to mention as well, obviously, Billy Navarre Chevrolet, if they want to buy a vehicle from
Oh,
you.
look, they've been great to me. But this is it's run by Ryan Navarre, and let me tell you something. He really takes care of customers, and they got a great selection. And hey, they taking care of me. They give me a job, and they've let me cross sell. So if you need a good deal, come out there and see me at Billy Navarre's on the Chevrolet place.
Well, I heard you're the second best salesman over there.
Well, I don't know about that.
I heard the best one standing behind you is what I heard.
Yeah. Well, he says he's the best, but you know how that is, and I got to watch him because he is standing behind me. That's Tony Tremonti.
So, Tornado Radio Network, Jack Aber, we certainly appreciate you coming in today. It's always my pleasure to sit and visit with you. Always pleasure to watch how you support not only the Sulphur Golden Tours but also the Sulphur, Louisiana community. And we appreciate it.
What I want to leave with is ask the people to consider voting for me. I've qualified, and I won't let them down.
Appreciate that. So, fans, that's Jack Aber, Don Martin. We got about 9:58 to go here in the halftime. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with you for the second half. Appreciate it. Don Martin back with Tornado Radio Network for the second half of the ball game. Now inside 55 seconds to go here at halftime. So as we mentioned, the Golden Tours will receive the second half kickoff, currently leading 10-0. I think probably one of the biggest things we'll look for the Tours here in the second half. The Tours are going to be looking to develop some more offensive consistency, build off that great second quarter that they had.
Well, that was our answer about DJ Harris.
He said he's not dressed out?
Yeah, not dressed out. And well, I think you mentioned it last, didn't you?
Yeah,
he was injured. He was nicked up a little bit last week.
Yeah, Harris was a little nicked up, and I'm trying to see the other running back was a transfer in from Washington Marion.
Oh, that's right. Porter?
Is it Porter? Josiah?
Yeah, Josiah Porter, 28.
Josiah Porter, 28. Yeah, he separated, like I say, separated his shoulder early in that ball game.
Oh, because he carried the ball like twice and we never saw him again.
Yeah. Coach and we're very excited about what they've seen in practice from him. And so he'll basically be out unless the Golden Tours are able to get into the playoffs.
Wow. He's a senior.
But, I think one of the things you may have a little trouble getting Tag Stelly off the field right now, Bruce.
I think I just keep feeding it to him. He had probably a good 60 yards in that first half.
Well,
last two possessions.
We watched Tag on the basketball court, and when he comes into the basketball game, it's instant offense right away as well. So doesn't surprise me at all what he brings to the offensive side of the ball.
All right, Tours will get the football here when we get things started. Waiting for that final. We have 23-minute halftime. Anyway, 23-minute halftime as usual.
It also looks like the fans have decided to stick around for the second half, which is good to see.
Yeah, when does LSU play today?
LSU Auburn plays at 2:30.
Oh, okay.
And then obviously you've got Halloween festivities after that. So that's why I was wasn't quite sure what was going to see. So I was didn't quite know what we was going to see as far as the crowd goes. But like I said, nice crowd out today.
Well, I figured noon was part of the reason with Halloween.
Yeah, I believe they moved it up because I think the original game time was 3 o'clock, maybe 2 or 3 o'clock.
Of course, the other thing is, daylight savings time ends tomorrow, or 2 o'clock tomorrow morning. Of course, sunset's about 6:25. Well, you got to make sure you got plenty of daylight to finish it up.
So we'll spring forward and
no, we will go back. I saw this on Facebook.
Yeah, spring forward, fall back. Yeah,
I saw this on Facebook the other day. It said, "Why in the world would we want an extra hour in 2020?" But that's what you're going to get. You're going to get an extra hour of sleep.
Plus you're getting a full moon on Halloween.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah. If you
like what I saw, I mean, what's the worst could happen?
If you work for the police and for the hospital emergency rooms, it's going to be a long night. All right, we can see who the kicker is for Comeaux. Looks like it's the punter, which is
haven't seen him today, have we?
Gustav Nienaber. Nienaber, and that is him.
So it looks like Walker's back for the Tours as well as is that number 18 on the far? I can't catch.
No, that wouldn't be 18. That's McFarland. Is that 80?
Maybe 80. He's a wide receiver, sophomore wide receiver. Came in the game earlier.
Yes,
Jonathan Hopkins.
And we are ready to go start the second half here. Tours will go from right to left, south to north. That one will be in the end zone. Walker will catch it as he crosses the goal line. It'll be 1st and 10 Sulphur.
As explosive as Walker has shown so far on film this year, still is a little surprising that these teams continue to kick off to him.
That's Creary, number 10. Not 80, but number 10, trailing Creary. And he stays in the ball game for the Tours. I'll have it at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, leading it 10-0 as we start the second half. Stelly in the backfield along with Clark in the shotgun. 3 receivers right, 1 left. They will give it to Stelly, sweeping right.
Oh, that's
he
a
is
nice open
tackled.
field
Very
tackle
nice
right
play.
By number 41 for the Spartans.
David Cottrell. And then
Stelly's
down. Oh, you got to be kidding.
Well, you know, and I don't remember which shoulder it was, but Stelly had a banged up shoulder in last week's game.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just kind of wondering hoping it's not that same. Well, I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but I'm just wondering if it's not that same shoulder. He kind of tweaked it at Southside, and thought it might be a little bit more serious than it really was. But talked to Coach during the week and wasn't expecting to have any limitations on him in the game today. But as soon as he got tackled over there, kind of awkwardly, and I'm assuming he probably got tackled on that. That's a shoulder that got kind of planted into the turf.
Yeah, he'll walk off.
See him holding that left arm a little.
Actually, that's
right
not
there.
him. Or is that 9? Or is it? That's 9. Okay.
Yeah, it's number 9.
I think it's 9 or 5, but 5 is high to linebacker, and he's not carrying the ball. So, yeah. It has been a rough day, injury-wise, for the Tours.
So I see number 27 going into the game for the Tours, Jackson Cerise, junior running back.
Wow.
Welcome to some varsity playing time, Mr. Cerise.
The third or fourth guy now.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Tours.
They're going to throw. Wide open is Walker. He's got it. He's at the 30. He's got a first down.
Out to the 35-yard line.
Yeah. This may be what we start to see now. We may start to see a bit more of the passing game because you've run out of running backs.
Yeah, you're probably going to see quite a bit of just general pitch and catch.
Yep. So Mitch has something for us.
Go, Mitch.
Guys, I'll try to get a report on Stelly here as quick as I can.
All right, it's 1st and 10 Tours from the 35-yard line. And Clark to throw. It is taken away by the defense. The offense, nope, it is incomplete.
No, but that's a great play by Boney. Just prevented a turnover right there because that ball was going to be intercepted by Comeaux, and he got in there and fought for that ball and was able to pull it away, and it ends up hitting the turf for an incomplete pass. But if he doesn't get in there and fight for that ball, it's going to be an interception for the Golden Tours right there.
So 2nd and 10 coming up. We played a minute here in the third quarter. Sulphur up 10-0.
Go ahead, Mitch.
I'll go after this play.
All right, we'll get Mitch in here in just a second. Here's Cerise. Cerise got a little bit of running room. He'll get it out to the 39-yard line. Now we'll check in with Mitch, see what's going on.
Go ahead, Mitch.
Okay, on the sidelines working on Tag Stelly's shoulder. Pads are still on. Looks like he may be trying to get back in the game. Number 27, Jackson Cerise, is a 4th-string running back, is in the game. Nickname back in the day, the Cerebral Assassin. Smart kid's going to do well. Looks like Stelly might be getting back in shortly.
That would be good news.
He's in there now.
Oh, okay. He's back there. There he is. Clark is in trouble, and he will go down at the 33-yard line.
I believe Jackson Cerise, if I'm not mistaken, is the son of longtime Tour fan Jay Cerise.
Okay.
And from the Cerise family that used to own.
I'd say it's got to be got to be related to the Cerises downtown.
It's been a while since I've seen Jackson, but I'm pretty sure that's who that is.
That was an interesting situation with Stelly. Stelly was in there. But look, I
believe he was in there
not
more as a
moving
decoy.
the arm. Yeah,
I believe he was in there more as a decoy.
Yeah, he never moved his arm. All right, 4th down now. I think it's the first punt of the day for Sulphur. 4th down and 12. This is Baudouin, the punter. Actually, their second punt, and he won't get that off. Got a flag down.
Yeah, we had moving on that right side. They were lined up. And then the last minute, they kind of shit the 2 out. I don't know what the positions are on the punt squad there, but the 2 outside guys.
The gunners?
Well, it wasn't the gunner. He's on the
gunners?
end of the line right there.
Okay.
But they kind of both did a right shift about one step and weren't able to get reset before the snap.
So 4th and 17 now. 1 man back deep here for Comeaux. at his 35-yard line. Punted right to him at the 31.
It's a nice punt by the Golden Tours.
Yep, and a nice tackle.
Let's see.
That was Stelly, Grayson Stelly.
Number 29, Grayson Stelly. Nice open field tackle right there.
It's a 2-yard gain on the return to the 33-yard line. First down coming up for Comeaux. Their first possession of the second half. 9:11 to go in the third. They trail 10-0. So the Golden Tours couldn't get the 2-for-1.
No, and if Comeau's going to get back, I know it's only a 10-0 ball game, but it sure seems like the score's a lot bigger than what it is. So if Comeau's looking to get back in this ball game, I think it's going to be important that they start the second half off with a strong offensive series right here.
Malvo in the shotgun, Kelly right behind him. And he will give it to Kelly. The big man plows his way forward for 4 yards to the 37.
Wow, it looks like we had him stop for about a 2-yard gain, and you look up and that big man just kind of falls forward and ends up gaining 4 on the play.
And he was running behind, I think that's Dylan Sam, one of those big linemen.
I was kind of waiting to see here in the second half, the size of the offensive line, if they'd begin to wear a little bit on the Tours. We don't do a lot of substituting up front, so we'll kind of watch that as the second half continues here.
Bad snap, and they have to fall on it back inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That's the mysterious number 2. He was Dylan Manette last year, but Roderick thinks that Dylan Manette graduated. So
Dylan Manette was a quarterback last year.
Yeah, that's what he said. Said he would have been the quarterback. Yeah.
Because in fact, the young man that's sitting out at Southside right now was Dylan Manette's wide receiver. And the Manette was a quarterback and the wide receiver was a junior. And
that is a 3rd and 14 coming up now for the Spartans. Pistol formation again. Another bad snap. Malvo will pick it up, and down he goes. 2 bad snaps in a row, and it's all the way back to the 24-yard line. All right, Mitch has some information for us.
All right, guys, quick update on the running back situation. Tag Stelly listed as 5th on the depth chart for the Tours. That's McFarland, Harris, Porter. I'm forgetting somebody. Stelly. Cerise, I guess, was 5th. Stelly was 4th. Looks like Stelly's going to be back in the game. Coach inquiring if he could carry the ball. And, of course, he said yes. Looks like they'll be doing enough to keep him honest, get the passing game going.
All right, 4th down now, and 20 coming up here for the Spartans. As
Bruce, if Mitch isn't careful, they may try to
see if he's got some eligibility left. Yep. Wow, that's 5 guys. Tours should get out of this with pretty good field position.
Another high snap.
Yep, and he drops it.
But he
gets it away.
Yeah, we kind of had a safe, what they call that safe on, and
it will not make the first down marker. It goes backwards to the 39-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 Sulphur at the Comeaux 39 with 7:39 to go. Sulphur leads at 10-0 here in the third. Yeah, that's right. 3 in a row. 3 bad snaps in a row. Well, he's back out there. Stelly.
Yeah, but
that arm's just kind of limp, by his side there. They've got him taped up, wrapped up. On first down, he's going to carry it. Coming outside, that's going to be holding on Sulphur. And that's got to hurt just hitting the ground.
Yeah, it's going to nullify a nice gain of about 4 yards on that play, but like you say.
That was thrown immediately. I would imagine those linemen are aware of the fact that he's got a bad arm and they're going to try to protect him like a quarterback. It is a spot foul, so that will be a 12-yard penalty. So it'll bring up 1st and 22 back at the Comeaux 49-yard line now for the Tours, who lead 10-0. And a chance to add to that. Decent field position, but now they're back in the Comeaux half of midfield. Two receivers here to the left, two to the right. Clark to throw. It is caught. Elliott, the 40 to the 38-yard line. He set down at about the 40, and Clark threw a strike to him. Very good play.
That's a nice job by Elliott because there was double coverage right there, and Elliott turns in and kind of cuts his pattern off a little bit and just finds an open spot in the ball and in the zone right there, and sits down right there. And Clark's able to find him for a nice completion on first down.
Yeah, so it's just 2nd and 9. So that's a very good pickup. 13.
Well, and Elliott's such a big receiver, man. He's got to be one of Clark's favorite targets, as big as he is.
Sulphur will call a timeout.
Yeah, Bonet was set up on the far side in a wide out position, and see Coach Towery was trying to get him in. He wasn't supposed to be split so far wide out right there.
So 6:43 to go, third quarter. Sulphur leads it 10-0. Habits with a 26-yard field goal, and then 5 minutes later, Stelly a 1-yard run. And it's 10-0 Tours here. So we play close to the midway point of the third quarter. On a beautiful Saturday afternoon at Matt Walker Stadium.
Yeah, Mitch just called him from the sidelines. That's exactly what we saw. He said Coach Tower was very upset. Mitch didn't get the number, but like I say, it was Bonet. Yeah. And we weren't lined up right on that offensive play right there. Really hated to burn a timeout so early in the second half. 6:43 now to go. The Tours currently leading 10-0 and have a drive now inside the Comeaux 40-yard line to looks like at the 38. They're set up 2nd and 9.
Now everybody in tight except one receiver, Elliott out here to the left.
Well, you got to like Elliott in that play right there.
They are going to try the end around, and that failed badly. He pitched it to Walker, and somebody back there all over him. That was Paul, Xylon Paul, who's had a pretty good game on defense. Going to be 3rd and very long now, all the way back to the 46-yard line, 3rd and 17.
We ran that end around and ran it right into a safety blitz, and he blitzed on the wide side of the field. And that's what I was mentioning when that safety started walking up. Gavin Elliott was going to have man-to-man coverage right there. So had we had the right play called, you were going to have a ball thrown to Elliott, I'm sure. Clark drops back.
Setting up the screen. It is caught 40, and that is it to the 38-yard line. That's
get the yardage back.
Stelly.
The loss of yards there on the tackle by Walker. Looks like there's another flag down.
Against Sulphur.
Well, I
saw the Comeaux people pointing the other direction.
Towery's pointing. I don't know what's going on. I'm actually pretty surprised. As tight as they've been calling this ball game, they've really given Towery a lot of room to operate on that sideline. Even you see Coach Kirby on the field right now with the offensive group. It's
a loss of down, whatever it is. Illegal receiver downfield.
That's not a loss of down.
No, that's not a loss of down. No. Now they may not want it because it would be 4th and 11.
Yeah, I would think they're going to decline.
Yeah, they're going to decline it. Yeah.
So the Golden Tours had another drive past midfield get thwarted right there by penalties. Penalties and just kind of shooting themselves in the foot. So they're going to send a punt team out.
I'm going to pin Comeaux back. We've seen the fake punt once. Yeah, they need 12 yards on this one.
Well, based off no offense to the punter, but based off the speed I saw on that play, I don't think we'll be seeing that again in this situation. That's a lot of room to get. 4th and 12. Nice job though. It picks up a low snap.
Straight up in the air. Hope for a roll, and you're not going to get it.
It's going to hit at about the 22 and takes a Comeaux bounce. Looks like it's going to be down.
25, 26.
Yeah, I think he may have got a little nervous right there. Comeaux didn't rush him, so he was going to have plenty of time to punt that ball.
Yep.
But does a great job of, the first thing you want to do on a low snap right there, it skips off the ground, is you want to go down to a knee. And obviously in high school football, you're going to be down. So he did a great job of staying up on his feet, fields a snap, has plenty of time to get the kickoff, and doesn't quite get enough into it right there.
Didn't get the roll. So it's at the 27, 5:38 to go, third quarter, 10-0 Sulphur.
Well, a lot of times what they do is before he leaves the sidelines, they tell him not to kick it into the end zone.
Yeah.
So you're worried about kicking it too far out there.
Here's the mystery man, number 2, bouncing outside, a couple of missed tackles, and he's going to be
breaks a tackle in the backfield there by Ridge Marcantel. You don't get away from him very often.
No, that would have been a loss.
Been a loss of 2, and it's going to result in a gain of
like 8,
7 or 8. Yeah.
Yeah. 2nd and 2 coming up at the 35-yard line.
I think we're going to maybe get a hydration.
Get the water break here with 5:28 to go in the third quarter.
Mitch, let's go.
It is 10-0. We'll check in with Mitch down on the sideline.
With 5:28 to go in the third quarter. A lot going on down here. It's a fun place to be on the sideline. I'm seeing and hearing some things that we won't see in the booth. The Tours are have some enthusiasm. They sense a chance to get a victory here, but they know they're going to have to do some more to seal the deal. Very active sideline. Attitudes are great, and if we can keep some guys healthy, I think we'll be all right.
Mitch, what are you seeing from the offense?
So offense is struggling a little bit. Primarily, we're having running back problems. Staley on that last carry he had after the shoulder injury looked like he really didn't want to put that ball in his left hand, which was the injured shoulder. So we'll see about that, but they're really down to the fifth string running back if Staley doesn't go. Defense is playing good, so if the offense can just put something together, we'll be all right.
All right, 2nd down and 2 coming up for the Spartans from their own 35. They will hand it off on a sweep. This is Patio. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. One of the last men who could possibly catch him. Arsamont will bring him down at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, that's another. He broke a tackle in the backfield. We had him for a chance of a 1 or 2 yard loss, and just didn't get a hat on him. Tried to reach and make a tackle, and he was able just to kind of walk through that arm tackle, and it results in a big game, probably the biggest game of the game.
Yeah,
so
best
far
play for them.
Comeaux.
You're right.
And Patio is clearly the most explosive player on the field for Comeaux. So look for them, probably him and number 2, which we still don't have a name on, but look for those 2 guys to stay in the action here in the second half.
Malvo is going to keep it to the 30, to the 25. The only 3-4 guys touch the football for Comeaux.
Yeah, Patio and the other little slot back, Malvo and
Kelly
in the backfield.
That's about it, yeah.
And we haven't seen much of Kelly here in the second half.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Malvo, Kelly, Patio, and then the mystery man. I don't know that anybody else has really touched the football for Comeaux. It's a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4 coming up for the Spartans from the Sulphur 25-yard line. They trail 10-0.
Malvo is just a junior quarterback, so as he continues to develop, he'll move. He'll be, if he stays there, he'll be returning senior quarterback next year.
Patio's a junior too. Malvo rolls to the far side. He's going to keep it. Lots of room to the 15, to the 10. He'll score.
It just kind of looked like the Tours there kept waiting on him to throw the ball, and no one ended up taking the quarterback, and he scampers around the end on it looks like a nice, we'll call it a 25-yard touchdown run, and for the first score of the game for the Comeaux Spartans. So with 3:56 to go in the game, the Spartans have tightened the score up 10-6, and they'll send out their extra point team.
This is a different kicker. 43, 33. And we got linemen falling around everywhere.
Yeah, it's going to be on Sulphur.
This is Javier Harson.
The top side judge. It's called offsides on Sulphur.
Well, they're backing it up. He's going all the way back to the 20-yard line. The kicker. Malvo is the holder. So this will be 25-yard extra point. Another penalty against the Spartans here. Luckily for them, they're mostly all 5-yarders. That is blocked. The Golden Tours all over the place on that one.
They're going to give the block to number 5, Corey Hyde. Looked like number 8, Gavin Elliott, was also, or number 6. Number 6, Tyler Massey. So they both kind of converged on from opposite sides of the ball, and either one of them could really have blocked that kick right there. So with 3:56 to go in the third quarter, the Comeaux Spartans have climbed within 4 points of the Golden Tours, 10-6.
It's a 73-yard drive. Patio and Malvo getting a lot of it.
Well, the Golden Tours have just kind of, not going to say come out flat here in the second half, but like Mitch mentioned, from the sidelines, the running back issue has kind of created some problems on offense. And
at some point in time, you're going to run out of people.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what's beginning to happen here.
Well, like you mentioned earlier, though, I really thought we were going to see pretty much put four wideouts and just play some what they call extended handoffs, but just play some pitch and catch football. You got a senior quarterback, and you've got receivers like Bonet, Elliott, and Walker. One of those four, and then we haven't seen Vizier number 2 involved in the passing game, the tight end as well. So I mean, they have plenty of weapons right here. Almost think they should just consider going empty backfield.
The kick is high and it is short. Taken at the 14. This is Creary to the 25-30, 35-40, 45, 50, 40. And that's where he goes down finally at the 39-yard line.
Well, we got another visitor. Coach Sam Moore, the baseball team, walks into the booth.
Oh, there we go. I like baseball now.
Yes, sir.
We can sit and talk baseball all day long. Oh, but there's a flag down.
Let's go to Mitch on the sidelines. Go ahead, Mitch.
Hey, just a quick update on that return by Creary. That's the younger brother of former Golden Tour, Javian Creary, from a few years ago. Y'all maybe remember him. Great running back for the Tours. That's his baby brother. That's a senior and doing a good job out here on special teams. Just a little point of interest.
Yeah, it's going to be a big penalty right there.
There were 3 penalties on that play.
Oh, were there really?
2 holdings and a block in the back.
Maybe that's why it was such a nice return, huh?
Yeah.
So that's going to move the ball from the Comeaux 40. That's going to be a 50-yard penalty, basically.
Oh, yeah, all the way back to
13?
Even deeper than where he caught it. Well, I think he caught it right about the 13-yard line. So the penalty occurred at the 23. So, yep. That's a big loss there.
So the Golden Tours will start with 3:44 to go in the third quarter, 1st and 10.
Stelly will get the football. He's at the 15. He's at the 20. Gets a great block, and he's pushed out of bounds. That was Elliott with an outstanding block at about the 25-yard line.
Well, and the cornerback had turned his back on the play and really had no idea Stelly was about to run up right behind him. He's pushed out of bounds by number 12, Keelan Hilaire. But I tell you what, Bruce, if he's not pushed out of bounds right there, he's about to go 87 yards. So that set him up 1st and 10 to 32.
They must have stepped out of bounds. But still a first down. He's going to get it again. This time he's hit and he's going to escape. And he will go down. He's bulldogged down, and a flag goes down. That may be because the face mask is what Stelly says.
Yeah, he got the face mask on the inside of the shoulder pad there. One of the two. He tackled him up high. But, yeah, like you said, Stelly's indicating it was a face mask, and that's going to be a 15-yard variety right there.
Oh, yeah. Well, Stelly's going to be sore tonight.
Yeah.
If he's not already sore. Yep. Face mask. 61 yards in penalties now on the Spartans, and that moves it all the way to the 49-yard line. So 1st and 10, Sulphur. Comeaux's offsides. Yep.
That's their 4th.
41.
I think that's Comeaux's 4th time to line up offsides.
I'm about to run out of space here to keep track of the penalties. That is 11. Most of them are just 5-yarders. So it's 11 for 66 yards. But
well, what's frustrating as a coach, too, is, there's no reason to line up offsides. It's one thing if you move early or something, but, just to straight line up offsides.
They're going to pitch it to Walker. Walker cuts it inside. He'll have close to the
He's
first
gonna be
down
right
yardage.
at the 41. I
Yep.
think he's going to have just enough for a first down. Let's see here.
Yep, I think it is.
Yep. I see the side judge motion first down. So that's going to set up the Golden Tours now, 1st and 10 to Comeaux 41 with 2:59 to go here in the third quarter.
It's 10 first downs for the Sulphur offense.
Well, I think, you're starting to see that offensive line finally start doing some work, some better blocking up front, and you're starting to see a little consistency there by the offense now.
Here's Stelly. Stelly is wrapped up almost immediately at the line, so no gain on the play.
And that's a big running back right there. Sherrod Kelly's also a linebacker for him.
Really?
Linebacker,
Yep,
defensive
there he
end.
is. 2nd and 10 from the 41 with the Tours on top 10-6.
This would be a great time to, like I say, find someone tight end up the middle right here. Looks like Comeaux's walking up like they're going to send a little blitz play. They love to blitz on 2nd and 3rd and long.
Low snap.
Fakes the handoff.
Yep.
He looks to throw deep.
Walker. Great adjustment again. Walker's the only guy who knew where the ball was.
Not only a nice adjustment, but we mentioned that he's looking back up in the sun right there on that play. Bruce.
You're right. Yeah.
And defensive back had great position on him, but he just never turns around and finds the ball. Now entering the game right here is number 15, Gage Trahan.
This Walker will come out.
Sophomore backup quarterback. It looks like they'll put him at an H-back position.
1st and goal to go from the 3.
We got down here in the second quarter, had to kick a field goal.
Yep.
They need to score right here. Or score
Here's
a touchdown.
Stelly, and he will score from 3 yards out.
It's a nice job by Stelly. He gets hit about a yard deep in the backfield, shakes off a tackler, and we got a penalty flag. After the play, though, I'm assuming something gets said by one of the players.
Was said. Yeah.
He's looking back at the several Comeaux players.
There was a Spartan laying on the goal line. 2nd touchdown of the afternoon for Stelly.
But that touchdown, it's after the play. Here comes a white hat. Yeah, touchdown's going to be good.
Dead ball foul.
Personal foul against Comeaux. But like you say, he was laying on a little interest in there. If I'm not mistaken, like you say, he was laying on the field. But he may have uttered one of them magic words.
They will take it on the kickoff. Here's Habits. Try to make this an 11-point game. Out of the hole of Baudouin. The kick is ugly, but it's good. So with 1:36 to go in the third, it's now 17-6 Sulphur on top.
It looks like the offense is coming off the field a little happier this time.
Hey, things are getting a little chippy down here on the Spartan side. A couple of personal fouls. Yeah, offense, that was a big play. That ignited things and really kind of took the pressure off the offense moving forward with that running back situation. Keep an eye on Stelly. He's staying in the game. He refuses to come out, but he's really favoring that left shoulder. So we're going to hope that turns out all right for him.
Can you tell who this penalty is on right here?
Yeah, I think it's another one.
The player, it was after the whistle, just like the one before.
Wow.
So not quite sure what exactly is going on down there, but and that was another late flag. Like I said, I don't know. It's got to be some barking or some jawing back at because most of the Golden Tours had already made their way off the field.
I think they're just going to penalize it once here. So Sulphur will kick this from the Comeaux 45-yard line.
Let's go back to Mitch on the
Hey,
side.
just another little update. Comeaux showing some signs of kind of coming unraveled, showing lack of discipline. That's the bad snaps and the personal foul penalty. And I think our guys know it, maybe expected that because I'm hearing them say now we've got them where we want them. Things are looking good. So a lot of excitement down here, and the Tours have stretched this out to 17-6, and they think they have Comeaux right where they want them. So let's hope that sticks.
And here comes the second one.
Wow.
They're going to kick this from the 30-yard line.
Well, Bruce, you think I know what I do right here? I don't, I'm not kicking off.
No, I'm trying an onside kick. I'm going to see if I can get an onside kick here.
Mitch, why don't you go and give him a signal for an onside kick right here?
I don't know that I've ever seen this. A kickoff from the other 30-yard line. Oh yeah, I'd be punting this straight in the ground. Yeah.
So we're lined up.
That's what they're going to do, and it's fielded at the 19-yard line by Tucker Haye. But hey, what are you going to do? If you kick it in the end zone, they gain 10 yards. So
I don't know if I've ever seen, like you said, an 11-yard.
It was
an 11-yard kickoff that's downed inside the 20.
Inside the 20. Yeah.
So with 1:34 to go in the ball game, the Golden Tours have extended the lead back out to 17-6.
Well, you got to show up at the ball game, y'all. You never know what you're going to see.
Well, I think this is another critical possession right here. The Spartans scored their only score of the game, the last possession right here. And so the Sulphur Tour defense is looking to answer their offensive score by, if not a 3-and-out right here, looking to stymie the Spartans and get the offense the ball back.
Here's Kelly. Got a nice gain out to the 27. So he'll pick up 8. Well, they mark him at the 28, so he picks up 9.
I just really don't understand why they haven't used him a little bit more in this ball game. I mean, he's been effective now. Other than maybe the fact that he plays both ways.
That's possible, yeah. Receiver left and right, wing left and right. Kelly in the backfield along with Malvo, the quarterback. And Malvo's going to keep it. Boy, he's got some room out there, yeah. To the 30, the 35. And nope, he might not make the 35. He stays in bounds, so that'll keep the clock running once they set the change. It is a first down.
Tackle made by number 14, Caleb Lorette. I've been very impressed with the Tours tackling here in open field. Last weekend against Southside, I thought at times we tackled very poorly, but the Golden Tours have done a much better job this week of tackling, especially in the open field.
So 1st and 10 from the 34 now for Comeaux as the third quarter just about coming to an end here. Wing left and right, receiver left and right. They're going to sweep it with number 2. 35, 40, 45, and he's pushed out of bounds near midfield, and a flag goes down.
Yeah. I believe we're going to have a block in the back right there.
It would be the 14th penalty against Comeaux. It is holding. Wow.
So that's gonna nullify another first down for the Spartans. So let's see where the ball's going to finally end up.
They had a lot of penalties, and a lot of them were 5-yarders, but the last 3 have been 40 yards worth.
So that's going to set up a first down and 7 now.
Yep.
From the Golden Tour 37-yard line with 21 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
106 yards on 14 penalties.
Yeah, we mentioned Sulphur's 5 turnovers last weekend, making it tough to win games. Over 100 yards in penalties makes it tough to win ball games as well.
They'll run that sweep near side. The Tours are all over it, and down goes Patio for a big loss to end the quarter.
Yeah, that play was initially made by number 91, Landon Arant, and he wasn't able to make the tackle, but he was able to make him change gears right there when once he did that, took his little stutter step, the rest of the Golden Tour defense was there to make the tackle.
So at the end of 3, it is Sulphur 17 and Comeaux 6, and I think Mitch had something for us down on the sideline.
Yeah, let's go down to Mitch and let's discuss a little Lady Tour volleyball.
Hey guys, quick update on the Lady Tours district champion volleyball team playing in a round robin games today in Natchitoches. Beat Ruston High School in 5 sets to go I guess they're 12-0 now, undefeated. So good job for the Lady Tours. They got a game coming up with Natchitoches Central. Also, they'll be hosting a playoff game this week, either Tuesday, but probably Thursday night. Tornado Radio Network will be there to bring the action. If you can't get in the gym, we're expecting a packed house pursuant to the COVID guidelines definition of that.
So, Mitch, are you going to be studying up on your volleyball terminology?
Hey, we're expecting to have Blake McCaskill, who's done a little bit of work with us. He's got some volleyball knowledge. So, no.
I feel for you. I understand.
So stay tuned. Stay tuned for that this week. We'll once we find out a definite game time, we'll get that set up to bring to Golden Tour fans as well. So it looks like Comeaux is going to be second, and we'll call it second and 12.
Yep.
From the 27. Well, no.
Yeah, that's the 12.
Moving to change.
Oh, that's right. It's longer than that.
Yeah, the loss on that play.
That's right. Yeah. So it's going to be second and 16.
16.
We start the fourth quarter. Sulphur leads by 11 now. It's
you kind of look at them Comeaux coaches. They were happy with that second and 12, and when they started marking it off, like wait a minute.
Malvo to throw. Far side overthrows number 2.
Yeah, a little pressure was brought there by I think that was number 91 again. Calling his name quite a bit this week, Landon Arant.
Passing game is not
no, they've really struggled in their passing game today.
Yeah. So 3rd and 16 is the perfect spot for the Sulphur defense to be in here.
Yeah, and the defense needs to go ahead and get off the field right here. Third and long. Just play some solid defense. Make them punt the ball. Get the ball back in the hands of your offense early here in the fourth quarter.
They are going to throw. Here comes the pressure. The throw is deep, and it is almost caught one-handed. Nice effort by the receiver in double coverage. That's Jaden Domingo.
As much as we talked about it, the Sulphur safety right there, once again, he actually turned. I didn't think Comeaux was going to have a chance at that pass, but the Sulphur player just turned his back and played the receiver instead of the ball. And the Comeaux wideout was able to make a play on the ball, but it would have been one heck of a catch.
Again, looking back into the sun as Comeaux goes from south to north, from right to left here in the fourth quarter at Matt Walker Stadium. Sun-drenched Matt Walker Stadium.
So Elliott's going to set up at his own 45-yard line for this punt.
That will hit on the Sulphur side of midfield, and Elliott will wisely get out of the way.
And for some reason,
he fell on it.
Yeah, the ball starts to take a Comeaux bounce, and instead of letting it roll, number 19 for Comeaux jumps on the ball. I see the coach going, what do you let it go?
Okay, I thought there was something back at the line of scrimmage.
I think he's just a little slow getting up right there. Number 34 for Comeaux.
Yeah, Cameron Bellard.
And Bruce, this may be the last time we see Comeaux in 5A action in our district. I think their numbers were pretty tight last. I think we'll recount this offseason.
Yeah, we do.
And they've lost quite a few students to the new Southside High School there in Youngsville. And so it wouldn't surprise me if they drop down to 4A this next round.
Golden Tours pitch it to Walker on an end around. And Braylon's going to pick up 8 out to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, boy, I would love to see Walker get about 10 to 12 touches a ball game, whether it be on pass plays or end arounds. He's such an explosive ball player.
Stelly's still in there.
Well, you got to give the tag Stelly today.
Man, I tell you what,
he just kind of gutted one out for the team. He's kind of taking what they were saying of taking one for the team, man. He's gutted this thing out. And
my shoulder hurts just watching him. 2nd and 2. He's got it coming to the right side at the 45 and out of bounds and a flag down. Be short of the first down. Somebody said something there, and that's going to go against Sulphur.
Stelly said something. Yep. That's who's going to get the flag on him.
Yeah, that's the second
one.
But
the first flag, I couldn't tell.
That's probably against Sulphur also. This could be a big one because
Yeah,
one of them's in play and the other one's out.
I see an offensive lineman 64 kind of slapping his head.
This could be a 25-yard penalty on Sulphur.
Well, as we mentioned, with hurt shoulder, if Comeaux realizes he got a banged up shoulder, I mean, they may kind of go after that arm a little bit more than normal. And, Stelly's got to realize that's coming and, be smart about it. Let's see what the penalties are going to be here.
First one is a block in the back on Sulphur.
So that's going to be a 10-yard penalty.
Yep. So that'll move it back to the 36.
What's so rough about this, you were still going to have 3rd and 2 right there. Stelly had no gain on the play. Well, the block in the back would make it 2nd and 12, but now you're going to have 2nd and 27.
That's true because that one nullifies the play, so it would be seconds instead of being 3rd down. Since that one was a dead ball foul. 70 yards in penalties against Sulphur. So it's 2nd and 25. Now you want to just keep the clock running. Clark will give it. Nope, they will drop it, and Clark falls on it.
It goes down to a knee to pick it up.
Yeah. That is
that's Trahan.
Yes, Trahan.
Gage Trahan in the backfield.
Stelly returns with Elliott Walker.
It's a nephew of defensive coordinator David Trahan. He's actually also the backup quarterback, from what I understand. Yeah. Well, him and Stelly kind of alternate back there, but I think Trahan's taking more of the snaps, from what I understand.
So 3rd and a bunch. I think about 28. I want to keep the clock running now.
I bet they're lined up offside. Comeaux's lined up offsides again. Wow. That's at least their 5th, if not 6th, offsides penalty on their defensive line. And what's crazy, Bruce, they're playing a 3-man front. So it's not like they have 5 or 6 defensive linemen up there. There's 3 of them.
I think what's happening is one of the guys on the outside is stepping up across the line and then realizes where he's at. I know that happened with 41 once.
I think that may have been, like you said, when you mentioned the 45.
Yeah, maybe it's happening someplace else. So that makes the 3rd down about 22. And Clark will throw. He's in trouble, and he throws it away. I'm surprised that they didn't just run the ball and keep the clock running, but it'll be 4th down now. Sulphur will punt the ball away, leading 17-6 here. 9:47 to go in the game.
Well, see what answer the defense has. The offense had a chance, like you say, Bruce, to run the ball and
run the clock. If nothing
especially
else.
if they could pick up. Well, let's face it, the 15-yard penalty was a killer.
Yes.
You had a block in the back, but you still were going to have 2nd and 12 right there. But then when you tack on that extra 15 yards, now 2nd and 27. Nice kick.
Yes.
It's going to take a little toward bounce.
Not as good as it originally looked, but it's going to go all the way to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be from the 24 to the 32. So that's a 26 and 18. That's a 44-yard flip of the field right there for the Golden Tours.
9:39 to play. Sulphur leads by 11 here in the 4th quarter, and it'll be 1st and 10 Comeaux from their own 32-yard line. They have really, except for one drive, really struggled moving the football here. They've got 8 first downs, 111 yards in penalties. They don't have much more offense than 111 yards. No, I'm sure no one was.
Yeah, Mitch is down the sidelines. He's mentioning that no one on the Golden Tour sideline was very happy with that possession at all. And as we mentioned, we thought that was a big possession right there for the Tours. That could have really kind of made it very tough for the Comeaux Spartans to come back here in this ball game. It's a double reverse right there.
And there are the Tours.
Who stays home? Is that number 10?
Yeah, it would be Cleary. Or Creary.
Traylon Creary stays home for the Golden Tours. And it results in a loss of 3, maybe a loss of 5 or 6 actually.
Yeah, 5, 2nd and 15.
And that's just how you're supposed to play that right there on defense.
And it keeps the clock running. With Sulphur up by 11 here. Trying to break a 9-game losing streak.
Well, I think the other thing is, with the lack of their Comeaux's passing game, so of course we have no one on that wide out up top.
Oh, has somebody look. And they did. The play was there. Look at number 9. Oh, they're upset.
Look at the coach, even the coach.
Yeah, number 9 over there. It's Domingo was wide open, but the play was to this side of the field.
So he was lined up on the wide side of the field, and Sulphur had a little mix-up right there and didn't walk anyone out on coverage with him. Quarterback takes the snap, never looks his direction.
Nope.
And throws to the short side of the field into the Sulphur sidelines for incomplete pass.
Wow.
But hey, as you mentioned, one of our guys had seen him at the last minute, but there's no way he would have gotten out there.
He'd have run past him.
Yeah, to do anything. So
now there's queries on him now. Well, 3rd and 15, another low snap. Malvo escapes the pressure. Now he's running to the right. Misses one tackle, and he'll go out of bounds short of the 40-yard line. Somebody dove at him.
Oh, that's a bad
late hit.
Yeah, but that's a bad call.
That'll be first down.
Yeah, he's going to be 5 yards short right there, and they really just chased him out of bounds. Malvo, to me, never could get his feet up underneath him, and
he just fell.
Yeah, he fell, but he fell all the way back toward their bench. He was through all their players. That's a bad call, though. The Sulphur guy was running with him, and he just kind of followed him off the sidelines, and his momentum just tripped him up over there.
That'll be 1st and 10 in Sulphur territory at the 46-yard line. You can't.
And that was going to be a 4th and 5.
Can't give up the quick score here.
That was going to get him off the field.
Malvo going to keep it. He's at the 45, and that's as far as he's going to go.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was waiting. I'm looking there, and then Malvo's yelling for it. But he slowed up, and he hit him with a shoulder. It's a gain of 1.
Yeah, Tyler Massey was real close to getting a late hit right there. Like I said, I think that what saved him was he pulled up at the last minute. If he'd have kind of lowered the boom on him.
Yeah. He leaned in with his shoulder.
Now, see Malvo's kind of walking. I guess he's walking to get the play.
He's trying to get a play.
Probably trying to get some oxygen. He's run the last
two.
He's run about 50 yards for about 8 to 10 yards in yardage, so he's a little tired.
A 2nd and 9 from the Sulphur 45-yard line towards lead 17-6 here in the 4th. They will give it to Kelly. Nope.
Yeah, they moved early. So let's go down to Mitch Ray on the sidelines.
Hey, guys, Coach Towery's really been lobbying the officials to get that motion penalty. I finally got one there, but a lot of motion movement in the backfield for them. He sees it, and believe me, he's pointing it out to the officials. Finally got one, so he's working it over here.
Yeah, Comeaux just actually looks a little sloppy on their sets. When they go to set, they aren't quite getting where they need to be.
That'll make it 2nd and 14 now. The ball back at midfield. Stops the clock. Nope. Now they'll start the clock again.
But yeah, like Mitch was mentioning, I've been noticing it all game. They've been just real, probably a hair away. That's why Coach Towery's been calling for that penalty all game. They've been just looks like a hair away from illegal procedure.
Malvo to throw. He lofts one up here, and that's going to be interference on Sulphur. It's caught anyway. Wow, that was tipped away by Sulphur of the interference, but it ends up in the hands of and
Stelly's in good position right there. He didn't have to grab him.
Jennings, number 5, yeah. That would be interesting. Where's the white hat?
Play happened right in front of Mitch on the sidelines, and he's thinking maybe on the offense. Let's see.
Yes. All right, Mitch.
Mitch, did you get that penalty call from down there?
Yeah, it was a push off on the receiver. It was pretty clear. He pushed away off of number 29. That's a Grayson Stell. He pushed away, ended up making the catch, but penalty's going to bring that back. And you know, it's pretty clear, but you never really know when you see that call.
I thought it was on Sulphur.
Yeah, they were both hand fighting a little bit. It nullified a great catch, though, by the Comeaux after the tip ball. Great catch, got a Comeaux wide out.
So that's going to make it second and a bunch. Are they going to bring it back? No penalty yardage?
No, and I think now they're realizing they didn't walk it. They didn't walk.
No, they didn't walk it off.
Because it was
It's not a spot foul, yeah.
It was a legal procedure.
Yeah, it was 2nd and 14. Yeah.
That'd be 10 yards.
Well, they marked off 5.
5-yard penalty.
Pass interference is more than that.
Yeah, that's what Coach Towery's.
Yeah, it should be 15.
He's on the field right now.
Yeah, because that's what it would be for the defense.
I think they're forgetting that it was already 5. It was already 1st and 15.
Yeah. So the White Hat's going to come over here and explain it. I don't know what the explanation could be. It is a 5 yard, should be 15.
I think that's going to be a 15-yarder. On Comeaux, probably on strike.
Yeah. It should be.
Yeah, I believe they're just having a little trouble with their math, Mitch. Would you help them out a little bit, please?
It's the same on offense as it is on defense. It should be 15.
There we go. There's the additional 10 yards.
And now it's Coach Dotson's turn to lose it.
Well, I know he's probably saying, it should be a 15-yard, I guess, but it was 1st and 15 already. So this will make it
no, it's 2nd and 15.
Or 2nd and 15. So this will make it 2nd and 30.
Somewhere in the neighborhood, 29.
Because there was a 5-yard illegal procedure call.
Yeah, that moved it back. And then the interference on the 2nd and 14.
About Malik Neighbors, a wide receiver that played for Comeaux last year that's not with him. I know we talked about him some last week.
Interesting crew we got here today.
Well, they got it right.
Yeah, they got it right now. Yeah, took them a while. People looking at their watches and LSU's kicking it off in 20 minutes.
As we mentioned, 7:20 to go here in the fourth quarter.
All
2nd
right.
and 29, we'll call it.
From the 35-yard line, Malvo will give it to Kelly, sweeping. He's got lots of blockers to the 40, the 45. Lowers his head to the 48-yard line. So a nice pickup on 2nd and forever.
Boy, he had a convoy. He still got one of his convoy down, but he had a convoy of some big boys out there.
Did. Problem was he's a lot faster than they are.
Yeah, he was kind of having to slow up to leave them staying out in front of him right there. And we're going to take a hydration break. That's what I'm guessing was 6:55.
6:55.
Early, though.
I'm wondering if there's a
Oh, look, the guy saying.
there's another problem.
I don't know what they're talking about now. Yeah, now they're sending him to the
Are
sideline.
they throwing somebody out? Creary?
Mitch, can you see what's going on?
Hey, guys, give me a second here.
Well,
I haven't
now
seen
we're gonna
anyone come
play.
off the
No.
field, though.
I thought they were trying to get Creary off, but no, he's still out there.
But he was looking at his uniform like maybe they were sending him off for blood.
So it's 3rd down and 15. Another bad snap, another flag, and Malvo is pushed out of bounds on the far side of the field.
Go ahead, Mitch.
Hey, it looked like number 1, Daniel Burton, is the player that had to leave the game. Not sure what happened. He's pleading his cases with the coach. I think maybe a retaliation Don't know that for sure, but it was number 1 Daniel Burton, the safety.
Well, what's interesting though, Mitch, is that there wasn't a penalty flag thrown. He's entering the game again.
Well, so there you go. I have no idea. He left the game. Now he's back in. Maybe it was equipment because there was no penalty. Maybe an equipment situation.
Yeah, that's what I would think. All right, it is 4th down as they do not take another penalty. They wave it off, or they Torres declined it because he went out of bounds. And it's 4th down.
Did you see what the flag was for?
Illegal procedure.
Okay. Well, they've got between offsides and illegal procedures today.
Tons of 5-yarders, or they'd be at 200 yards.
We don't have anyone back deep for the punt. I guess we're not thinking that they're going to punt it. But 4th and 20, I would venture to think they are going to punt the ball.
Yep. Just get out of the way as it takes a Sulphur bounce to the 27-yard line. So it'll be 1st down, Sulphur.
Yards on the punt.
Go ahead, Mitch.
Hey, offensive line and Zane Bryant just told me they want a 5-minute touchdown drive here. Let them eat. So we'll see what the big hogs can do up front.
Well, I promise you, Coach Tower would take a 6-minute and 37 drive right here. Want his offense to really finish out this game strong for the Golden Tours, as they currently lead 17-6.
All right, 1st and 10, Sulphur. At their own 27-yard line, they lead at 17-6. With 6:37 left to play. Clark in the shotgun. Give it to Stelly, and he's going to be dropped for a loss.
Yeah, you may be seeing Comeaux knows that we're going to run the ball as well, so they may be stacking up on that. They may be stacking that defensive line a little bit.
And just let the clock run. If nothing else, you can get 2 minutes off the clock. Stelly will come out, and Trahan will go back in.
You know, Trahan was a player that they had to insert quarterback last year as a freshman, son.
2nd and 12. No, it's still Stelly. He's got it. Trahan may have got away with a hold, but it's good for 11 yards.
Yeah, I think we're going to get called for a legal procedure, though. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's a flag. Goodness. That's 90.
Mitch, the Sulphur coaches, looks like they're just kind of fit to be tied here with the side judges today. Go ahead.
Timeout for a hydration break.
Yeah, during the official timeout. Coach Tower is really frustrated. That call was for too many men in the backfield, and he is seeking an explanation from the side judge. He's not going to get it. The guy's trying to give an explanation. It's just not working out too good for him. I do think that it sounds like they're going to keep the ball on the ground regardless here, run some clock. So we shall see.
That would be a very good idea.
Yeah.
At 5:50, get it down under 5 for sure.
It looked like one of them plays, Bruce, that Coach Towery asked the question. When that side judge went to explain it, Coach Towery had already turned around and went to the, I think it was what they call it, a rhetorical question. And I don't think he was really too interested in what the answer was going to be. But
these guys might not be invited back. But
well, you know, some of that, I mean, it may have been the right call as well. You know, Coach Tower was just very frustrated with, you know, you send your offense out there, you talk to your offense, hey, let's finish this thing off strong. And really our offensive unit has kind of shot themselves in the foot most of the second half here.
With penalties.
Yeah, with penalties. And had several drives in due to penalties. And yeah, he's just looking for something to – you've got a nice lead here, so let's go ahead and ice this game away.
So 2nd and long. There's Stelly. Cuts inside a would-be tackler. Nice move by Tag. And he'll get it out to the 28-yard line and make it 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, Comeaux's starting to blitz up both of the gaps on the inside there. So if Stelly's able to or whoever's at running back is able to break a tackle or two, we could be looking at some really big gains here. It's going to set up 3rd and 9 now.
We'll just get it down the field and keep the clock moving.
So after this play here, the clock's going to go ahead and wind down inside 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Golden Tours currently lead 17-6.
And Clark will run it. Cuts inside a block. He's at the 30. And he's close to the 32-yard line. So it's fourth down, but the ball is out beyond the 30 for the Tours, and the clock is under 4:50 and running.
Well, I think that's what you see right there. Coach Tyree.
That's fine.
Just wanted to. I didn't want to stop the clock again, if nothing else.
Nope.
Thought he might catch the Comeaux when he moved Stelly out in motion right there. Thought he might catch the Comeaux defense sleeping a little bit.
So Baudouin back out to kick it away.
So the clock continues to wind now. It'll be down to about 4:15 when we snap the ball here on the punt.
Here comes the pressure, and he gets it away. That should take a nice Sulphur bounce. Well, but it didn't. Oh, we're going to get a flag on Comeaux.
Yeah, that's kind of a tough penalty.
Yeah, and he had to think about that. Paul Bernard blocked a Sulphur player. He'd knock him down.
No, the Sulphur player was right there around the ball.
Yeah,
he made a block. Realistically, that's still a live ball, so the
yes,
punt returner can pick up the ball there for a punt return. So it's still a live block, and it wasn't a cheap shot or a blindside block.
I mean, assuming that was called on them.
So once again, we've got a huddle going on.
Yep, that's never good. Block in the back.
Oh, against Sulphur. Wow. Oh, no.
No, but how can you have a block in the back on defense? You're kidding.
That's again. No, he's correct.
Yeah, he's wrong. Yeah, he's pointing the wrong direction because they keep looking at the Sulphur sideline.
Yeah.
Block in the back there.
Yeah. We'll take that one. But like I said,
yeah, that one's good.
It's a rough penalty right there.
Jeez.
So one more stoppage of play here. 4:04 to go here in the ball game. The Golden Tours currently lead 17-6. Comeaux is going to take over on their 29-yard line.
I have 141 yards in penalties against Comeaux.
And that's not what we declined.
No. And most of those are 5-yarders. Now, the last few that Sulphur's taken, most of those have been 10 and 15. All right, it's back at the 29-yard line. Sulphur on top 17-6 here.
I see number 23, Michael Johnson, the senior linebacker, into the game for the Golden Tours.
Malvo to throw. Here comes the pressure, and down he goes.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Number 41, Bladen Laidlaw is going to get that sack, but you probably got to give a half a sack right there to Ridge Marcantel. Ridge chased the quarterback right there and put him right into the hands of Bladen. And you see Bladen and Ridge kind of talking right there. But like I say, we've talked about Ridge's motor. It doesn't stop running. Like I said, he was able to chase Malvo right into the hands of his big defensive tackle for a nice play.
It's a loss of 5 on the play, so it's 2nd and 15. The ball back inside the 25, and, of course, the clock continues to run. Malvo will hand it off to Kelly, sweeping right.
Oh, you got to get him low.
Yep,
that is a load.
And that's exactly what somebody did. It was Massey.
Yeah, Tyler Massey.
Who tripped him up.
Well, Massey's been chasing him around all day, so, yeah. Massey learned early on, I got to hit this big sucker low to get him down.
So it's 3rd down and 6 coming up, ball at 33.
But, it looked like Kelly wasn't moving very fast. When you look up, he gained 9 yards on that play. I mean, I've just been very impressed with him so far. It's probably a shame for Comeaux that he's got to play both ways.
Yep, he's a senior.
Yeah, he'd probably be very effective if he just at defensive end or just at that fullback type position.
Another bad snap, and boy, they were lucky. It bounced right into somebody's hands. I think it's Patio. Yep, and another flag. We're going to get that.
You can't celebrate like
that.
So, come on, man.
And as Clofa Boudreaux used to say, he's going to get 15 from Monkey Shines.
Number 50, Kylan Kelly.
That puts Sulphur over 100 yards in penalties.
I believe it's number 50.
Yeah, he's going to come off, and he was trying to run away from the coaches. What are you doing, son?
Well, not only that, it's a 15-yard unsportsmanlike, so it's going to be an automatic first down. So you were going to have 3rd and about 20.
Wow.
Well, like I always like to say, I mean, act like you've been there, done that, you know. So I was going to say, come over 1st and 10 now. They're on 42 with 2:20 to go here in the ball game, giving them just a little bit of life left.
Another bad snap.
How many balls did they have bounced right now? Well, I think we may have got on.
I think we might have. Yeah, we came up with this one.
That ball was recovered by number 47 for the Golden Tours, Hunter Nortman. That ball hit Malvo right in the hands, and he just kind of wasn't able to come up with the ball. I thought he had originally fell back on that ball. Mitch, what do you see down there?
I think he's on the phone. It is Sulphur football.
So that's going to put the offense back on the field, Bruce. 2:10 to go in here in the ball game. Currently leading 17-6.
Stelly went one way and then went back the other, and that didn't work out.
Yeah, like I say, Comeaux knows we're going to run the ball right now, so they're blitzing two, if not 3 linebackers on every play, basically just filling up every gap. Let's go to the sidelines to Mitch Red.
Hey, guys, I've just confirmed that with that bad snap, Comeaux has set the national record for bad snaps in one game unofficially. Also, you can expect the Tours just to run this out here. The ball stay on the ground.
So that confirms it, Bruce, what we thought about the bad snaps. But
I know I've seen games with more penalties than this, but this was pretty good too.
Yeah, Comeaux's had their issues right there at the quarterback position.
2nd and 11. And another offsides, Comeaux. They come up to the line of scrimmage, and they come up too far. It's 146. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 19 penalties, and Sulphur's going to call a timeout here with 1:24 to go. Yeah, all they have to do is just,
Right after the game, want to ask them about that first win, their district win in a couple of years. Anything else?
No, let's just get his reaction because obviously that's his first win as a.
the 1:24 left to play. The Tours on their way to their first win of the year. First win since they beat LaGrange. I think it was in game 3 last year. Right here on Matt Walker turf. What a difference a year makes. It'll be 2nd down and 6 following the Sulphur timeout here. Got 2 receivers out here to the right just for show. I seriously doubt they're going to throw the football here. Stelly in the backfield. Here comes the blitz. And Stelly's going to run past it for a touchdown. There was nobody back there.
Yeah, we got a penalty flag, though.
Yep. We got a hold or a block that did not need to be made.
That's another penalty behind the play.
Yep.
But as we talked about, Comeaux has been sending a lot of pressure, a lot of blitzing going on. So I knew if he was able to pop one.
Yeah, that would have been his 3rd. He's got the 2 Sulphur touchdowns today, but this one isn't going to count. Spot foul, so they may have gained a yard or so. Yeah, they did. So it'll be 2nd and 5. But the touchdown comes off the board, which at 1:16 to go would not make much difference. So same formation, the 2 receivers out here wide right, wingman left. Stelly in the backfield with Clark on 2nd and 5 from the 32. They're going to give it to Stelly again. This one's going nowhere.
Yeah, at this point, the other thing you got to be careful of, Stelly's already pretty banged up.
Yeah, blow the whistle, man.
And that's going to wind the clock now, just inside a minute to play. But what I was about to mention is, Stelly's already pretty banged up right here. You hate to see him take a couple unnecessary tackles here late in this ball game.
Yeah.
Thought we might maybe see Walker on a little end around play, but of course that's a little higher chance of something going wrong, I guess you would say, with a turnover. So they'll continue. Now was when you'd be nice to have that fullback, and you could just kind of pound that fullback in there give him a couple touches, keeping him happy to end the ball game. So it looks like Comeaux.
Timeout Comeaux. You're
Comeaux.
right. Yeah, Comeaux called it.
So with 41 seconds to go, Comeaux calls a timeout. It's going to bring up a third and looks like 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7.
So it's one of those games last year in Lafayette. The Golden Tours lost it in the last 60 seconds or so, but that's not going to happen today. Golden Tours took the lead late and then had the quick touchdown strike from Comeaux, but Tours lead this one 17-6. They've led all the way, 10-0 at the half. Now 17-6 here, and they're just 41 seconds away from the victory. And Comeaux can stop the clock once if they choose to. Comes that blitz again, and it's going to get Stelly for another 2-yard loss, and Comeaux will call the timeout and force Sulphur to punt the ball.
So 17-6 is still a 2-score ball game with 35 seconds to go. I'm a little surprised Comeaux has chosen to. Of course, they may have something they're wanting to work on right here. You know, obviously they're trying to.
Stelly
trying to build their program.
Yeah, he is hurt. He's done for the day. Man, that's some guts.
So if it's going to be a fourth and 9 now from the 36, Sulphur will run one more offensive play, I would think.
Yeah, they'll probably punt the ball, I would imagine. Just kick it in the end zone.
I can't see what squad they I see Elliott and Walker out there.
Yeah, there's Clark.
May have a pooch punt though.
Yeah. Quick kick. And you got an 11-point lead, whether you kick it in the end zone or not.
You send everybody deep and just kind of throw it up throw up a little jump ball right here. If it gets intercepted, it's just like a punt. Yeah.
Probably better than a punt. Get it inside the 20-yard line.
So 35 seconds to go.
Well, Clark's going to run it. It gets caught from behind at the 30-yard line. So not quite as effective as a punt, but it runs maybe a couple seconds more off the clock. And now Comeaux will get the football back one more time.
Well, from what we've seen with their passing game, I'd say 24 seconds to go anyway. I think they're out of timeouts, but 2-score ball game. It's pretty much a Golden Tour. Golden Tour's got this one right where they want it.
They'll send 3 guys back near midfield, 2 guys back near midfield.
But I've been watching these long enough, Bruce. I've seen crazy things happen.
Yep. If you can score 11 points in 24 seconds, you deserve the overtime, that's for sure.
Well, Comeaux, their offensive line was still sitting on the far end. Oh, wow.
They haven't started the play clock yet, so they're okay.
We're kind of chuckling because Comeaux's on their own 30-yard line, and their entire offensive line was still sitting on the far 20-yard line.
Yeah, sitting at the bench getting instructions.
So they had the quarterback and all the skill position players on the field with the coach, and pretty much had everyone except the offensive line ready to go.
Now the play clock is down under 10. You got to do something, gentlemen. And they're not going to get it off? Yeah, they did. They're going to pitch it to Kelly on the far side of the field, and I don't know what he was going to do, whether he was holding it out in front of him. He's going to pick up 5 or so. I think he stayed in bounds, but now they're stopping the clock. So maybe he did get out of bounds.
Either that or maybe Comeaux had one timeout. Yeah.
Yeah,
Comeaux almost had one timeout left. So let's see. I don't understand this. 13 seconds to go.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Ball's at the 37.
Well, even right there was 35 seconds to go, and they pitched it. I mean,
they pitched it. I thought maybe he was going to throw it.
Yeah, a little halfback pass or something. Yeah. And maybe he was supposed to, and they're going to try to run it again or something. I don't know.
Because he had the ball out away from his body.
Carrying it like a loaf of bread.
Yeah. So 13 seconds to go.
So the Spartans will come out for what very well could be the last play of the ball game. Currently trailing the Golden Tour 17-6.
Yeah, they're bound to be out of timeouts now. Sulphur rushing forward. They're going to throw it out. And out of bounds. Out of the far side of the field.
So he'll get out of bounds with 5 seconds to go.
And that is a first down. So one more play with 5 seconds to go, barring a defensive penalty.
So, Bruce, I mean, obviously Comeaux comes in here with the program being down a little bit, but I mean, this is a nice win for the Golden Tours. They lost their first 2 games this season, coming off of COVID and coming off of 2 hurricanes. Wasn't sure if we were going to play football, but I know there was a lot of discussion about they felt like that both them early games could have been games they could have potentially have won had they not missed practice due to the hurricanes.
Malvo is sacked to end the ball game, and Sulphur will win it 17-6.
Sacks made by number 54, Ridge Marcantel. Like we mentioned, that engine just doesn't stop whatsoever. So
like you were talking, and all of the things that have happened, you had a new coaching staff. They want to get they want to get a win. They know that it's important for their program to get a win. Give these kids confidence. So what are they going to do here?
I don't know. I know the boys aren't allowed to shake hands.
Oh, okay. The Sulphur is on a knee at the near hash mark, and Comeaux is on a knee between the 2 hash marks.
Unless this is just going to be probably their version of the team prayer after the game, I guess.
Yeah, that may be it.
So we're going to stay on the air just a minute, though. This is obviously Coach Towery's first, not only his first win this season, but his first win as a Golden Tour coach. And also, I believe what you said, Bruce, snaps a 9-game losing streak for the Tours.
Yeah, I saw that in the paper this week.
So Mitch is down on the field. We're going to try to catch Coach Towery for a few comments if we can.
Does he know exactly what's going on as I see him out there?
Mitch, is this going to be a team prayer? Do you know what's going on?
Yeah, Coach Towery, Coach Dotson are buddies. I think they go way back, and I think he's going to.
Oh, okay.
Coach Towery's leading them in a joint team prayer. Class act, classy move by both teams. I don't think they're allowed to shake hands.
Yeah, both coaches may speak to him.
Coach Towery was on Coach Dotson's dad's squad at Acadiana. It's his first coaching job in high school football.
Knew there was a history, a lot of respect there, and kind of a good thing here.
That's going on right in the middle of the field. Coach Towery right in the middle of the blue S.
Hey, Mitch, Coach Towery was actually at Acadiana before Acadiana ran the Veer.
That's why he could play quarterback at ULL.
So like we mentioned, Mitch is down on the field. Coach Towery's talking to Coach Dotson, and a few of his friends are on the Comeaux coaching staff, and we're hoping to catch him as he heads off the field here in a minute.
Well, Sulphur wins at 17-6, their first victory of the 2020 season, first victory of the Towery regime here at Sulphur High School.
Yeah, Bruce, and this is a little different as well. I was wondering why the players were going to the other side of the field, but
the band
the band set up with, I guess, with all the COVID issues and situations, the band is set up on the visitor side on the south east corner of the stadium. So just a little different this year in all aspects.
Yeah, they take up 35 yards of the field.
But Bruce, I think you may have a few stats from the game. Let's just kind of talk about the Golden Tours today.
Well, it's everything that I can keep track of, which is basically first downs and penalties. Each team, according to me, racked up 11 first down. Penalties were unbelievable. Those would be the two of the 3 big things about this game. Number one, you get the win. Lots of penalties, of course, for Sulphur, lots of injuries. And that's going to be really difficult, unfortunately, for Sulphur to go along. Maybe McFarland will be back. He was not on crutches. So.
You may not get him boot camp. I'll give him a second.
Stelly came in, ran the ball very well when Dylan went out. Then he, goes down with the shoulder injury. And you got to give this guy credit for the guts to stay in this ball game this afternoon and help his team win.
Well, it's a little bit of a shorter week as well. We'll head, I just looked at the schedule. We will head November the 6th. We'll head to North Vermilion. And I believe that game is played at Abbeville High School.
Played at Abbeville High School.
So we'll be on Friday night. Not sure yet on us getting over there on Friday night. We'll talk about it this week, and I'm not sure what their regulations are as well as far as COVID goes over there. So we'll kind of play that by ear. The Tours will be back at home on November the 14th against New Iberia High School, and I know we have on the schedule the following week Eunice here. But from last I heard, Eunice still hasn't sent their contract into play.
Really?
So we may be trying to find one more game toward the end of the season. Coach Towery, when we had met with him this week, was very committed to getting one more ball game in. So,
yeah, it would be nice to get a seventh game.
Well, the other thing is, kind of interesting talking to Coach Towery this week. I mean, the only thing he was interested in was running the table and making the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And
oh yeah, that's true.
We were talking about just being happy to play and happy to get on the field this year. And he really wanted to make sure this happened for the seniors on the team, and would be real easy just to kind of, I guess you say, just kind of play your games and go on about your business. But I mean,
going on down here. We're still on air.
Yeah, we're still here, Mitch. We're trying to hang on and so we can let you spend a few minutes with him while we're still in the air.
He's listening to him down there. All right, there he is. He's going to get the TV interview first, I guess.
Yeah, so we'll sit and visit with him after Roger's going to spend a few minutes with him, obviously.
Oh, yeah, that's Roger, not TV.
Roger probably thinks he's TV.
Got a big camera.
Yeah, you got to get in there and kind of throw some elbows at Roger.
Yeah, you got to get your space.
But like I say, Coach Towery was just, I was really surprised. I didn't expect that. I was just really thinking that we, really wasn't thinking about the playoffs, but he was looking forward to making a run here. Thought he should have at least splitted one of the first two games of the season, but was just talking about running the table and making the playoffs. So not much changes here from the thought mentality of the coaches or the players, whether it's supposed to be a down year or supposed to be a strong year, they're just looking to make the playoffs and move on.
Yeah, that's a great goal. It's always a great goal. And you got to win. So that's one less thing that's on your mental plate. You've got that taken care of. Now you can really concentrate on getting better. Whereas for Sulphur, you got to concentrate on getting healthy. That's the number one thing, or the next man up. But boy, at running back, the Golden Tours have kind of run out of the next man.
Yeah, you're going to have to get healthy, and I think you're still. I mean, Coach Towery obviously still putting in his offense, and so he's still trying to still looking for that offensive consistency. Probably. He'll learn. They'll learn something from the game film this week, but probably didn't see or get exactly what they wanted to as far as what they did on offense today. Thought the defense played extremely well.
Yes, they
especially
did.
Considering the size. We talked about the size of Comeaux, not only on offensive line, but they had a very impressive. He's listed as a fullback, but he was really their only tailback in the backfield. The Kelly young man. So we're still trying to wait on Coach.
Yeah, he's with the newspaper. We can hang around, I guess. Of course, you talked about, and we mentioned this during the game, as the season goes on, you add to your offense. But when you keep having to replace your running back, then that sets you back.
Yeah, realistically, you almost played with in 3 games. You played with 3 different tailbacks, or 3 different backs have gotten the majority of the snaps every game.
Yeah.
So let's go down to Mitch. Mitch Red on the sideline with Coach Towery.
Great job digging it out.
Guys, Mitch Red here on the sideline waiting on Coach Towery. Still congratulating some of his guys. Let's give him a minute.
That's those big linemen he's talking to down there. What were some of his post game comments that Mitch could hear down there?
Mitch, what were you hearing from earlier when he was talking to the team?
Oh, here he comes now.
All right, Coach, congratulations on that first win as the Golden Tour.
Oh, I mean, that's their win. You know, I'm proud as hell as those guys and this coaching staff and everything that they've been through, you know, to be able to fight. We didn't even have a running back left in the game. We got the sophomore backup quarterback in there playing running back. We've taken a beating with the running backs, but I couldn't be more proud of that group of guys and that group of coaches right there today and everything that they've done.
I eavesdropped on your post-game speech to the team, and I know you talked about it being a total team effort, total team win. And how about Tags Deli?
You know, had to throw him in there, and we kind of worked him a little bit at running back this week, knowing that might be a possibility. And then when Dylan, who was playing well, Dylan McFarland was playing well until he injured his ankle. And when he went down, I said, Tag, you got to go. And then Tag, you know, he's playing with one shoulder. I mean, I don't know if y'all noticed, but his shoulder's literally hanging right there. And he's like, Coach, I'm going to stay in and try to win this thing. So,
well, Coach, I know the guys are inside waiting on you. And again, congratulations on your first victory as a coach of the Golden Tour.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Mitch.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
So, guys, that's Mitch Redd with Coach Towery coming off his first win as a Golden Tour head coach. And Bruce, we're 1-2. We kind of move on, you know. Like I say, we saw it. I didn't see the first game of the tours, but I've seen the last two, and we've seen improvements every week. And so, yeah, Coach Towery, they'll spend a lot of time in the training room this week, but they'll if we continue to build on things as the season progresses, I think they're headed in the right direction.
And a first win is good for you mentally. It's going to be a lot more fun at practice next week. Of course, you got to deal with the injuries and see what happens there. And then, the next man up, you get ready to go to head to Abbeville next week to take on North Vermilion. You try to keep the momentum rolling and, get yourself a playoff spot in late November and early December. And that's the goal. But a big, as the cliche goes, and I hate cliches, the big monkey off the back. You get your first win of the 2020 season, and that's now you can concentrate on just getting better and getting healthy.
So we're going to sign off from Matt Walker Memorial Stadium, where the Sulphur Golden Tours have defeated the Comeaux Spartans 17-6 for their first victory of the season. Like I say, stay tuned to Tornado Radio Network this week. We'll bring you details about the game at North Vermilion on Friday, and we'll also be bringing you more details about the what's probably one of the biggest athletic secrets in town right now is the Lady Tour volleyball team, as they're district champions, I think, for the first time since 2003. And they'll head to the playoffs on Thursday night for a home game, and we hope to bring you that action as well. So once again, we appreciate you listening to us this afternoon, and we will see you later this week. Stay tuned to our Facebook page. Thank you.